card. It's not. It's a subway card. You take your subway card, you shove it in the computer screen. You just put it in the screen, and when you actually put it in the screen, that's when the money goes to Standing Stone Games, and you can become a VIP, which gives you 1 free gold roll every single week. So you can win yourself to 500 experience and like a Lesser Slayer Deed potion. You can roll a 6 and win yourself 1,000 experience and some platinums. Yeah, don't you want 1,000 experience and some platinums? Clearly worth it. If I could just like not roll poorly every week, that would be cool. Man, that was just disappointing. Anyway, it'd be kind of cool if I rolled like a 100 on the stream at some point. It was like, oh man, roll a 100. Damn, get some crazy ass prize. That's not the case though. Goodbye, Oga. Oga. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Oh god. So how are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? It's been like a week since I've really streamed, unfortunately. I've been very busy the past little while. Haven't really had a chance to stream, which is unfortunate, really. It's crazy how like life gets in the way. God. Yeah, I know, right? It's like every single time I roll on my gold roll, it's like, haha, too bad. Oh, are you trying to roll well? Too bad. Man, my monk is so slow. Not something you usually hear, but it's just, it is slow. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a good week. I'm having a pretty good week. My work schedule is actually normalized. I'm visiting a lot of my friends, which is really good because in January, of course, it's when it gets like dark and not so fun, and it's easy to like just be like caught up in that kind of like winter-esque depression. So the fact that I've been like very out and about and doing all sorts of things, I've been eating healthy, which is great. Staying on my very, not really strict, kind of loose, but my diet of just don't eat so many calories, which is great. It's hard to do. I'm gonna be honest. It takes a lot of willpower. I don't have a lot of that. That's why I play DDO so often, or other games so often. I try to play DDO more often, but I will. I'm glad to hear you've been having a good week, man. I did actually just get my vacuum weapon on my bard as well this week. Did a legendary shroud, and I got my vacuum hand axe from my bard, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Not gonna complain about having a vacuum hand axe. Now, I made a legendary green steel vacuum hand axe for my bard forged build. There's a couple reasons why I did that. The reason why I made the legendary green steel is to get access to vacuum. For those of you that aren't familiar with what vacuum does, man, my spot is garbage. For those of you that are not familiar with what vacuum does, vacuum is a legendary green steel enhancement that makes it so that your attacks, whenever you hit a target, it applies 6 to 7 stacks of vulnerability on the target, and this applies every single time. It also propagates through spells and magic. So if you just happen to be playing, and you are playing as, say, a like a bard or a sorcerer or a warlock, or something that's going to actually be using area of effect abilities like spells, especially if you're playing as a warlock with the cone ability, in 3 blasts of cone, that's going to be 6 to 7, 6 to 7, and 6 to 7 stacks of vulnerability on every single target. So you've got a pretty good chance, 2/3 chance, to actually apply 20 stacks of vulnerability to an entire group of monsters in just 3 small hits. That's really good. It's really powerful, of course, which is why I'm very excited to actually get it tested out on my bard. Every time I shout, it's going to be applying stacks of vulnerability to an entire crowd. So you start with the shout, then the greater shout, which is the most powerful of the 3, capping out at about 31 caster level, so it's 31 d6s. All of a sudden, that's an extra 20% damage, being able to crit for over 4,000 damage. Not too bad, and I'm only level 28. So when the character actually hits level 30, gets the proper gear, gets the extra 25% spell critical hit damage from Scion of the Plane of Fire, as well as looking at an extra 200 sonic spell power, I'm excited to see how some of those crits will actually perform when I really get there. The reason I crafted myself a hand axe for my Bard Forge build is because in the event that I did decide, you know what, maybe I want to try something different. Maybe I want to try being a swashbuckler. Hand axe is the strongest weapon you can use while swashbuckling. So by crafting a hand axe already, I can still use the same weapon both for casting and also for as a melee weapon. Did I kill everything? So, what MCL can Bard get on Greater Shout? max catch level. Max catch level is crazy. So max catch level on Greater Shout is 20. So because it starts at 20, you can get Master of Music for an extra 10, which brings you up to 30. And then you can get Master of Evocation for up to 33 maximum catch level. If you have Master of Evocation out of the Magister tree. Surprisingly, it's actually the best, as far as I can tell, for just a straight damage, like consistent damage, to be in Magister for that bonus max catch level of Evocation spells. But, oh, I didn't realize that was the case. Hey, what's going on, Iron Hands? How are you doing today? How are your hands? Are they feeling good? You know, not rusting up or anything like that? Not feeling too rusty? Get it? Yeah, you got it. You got it. Whoop. But yeah, so the maximum catch level you can get on Greater Shout, I believe, would be 33 as a bard. Actually, hitting 33 is an entirely different story. Being able to actually hit that catch level is very, very difficult. But you know, you can get it pretty high though. You pick up 6 from your class for your Epic Destiny, so from like Magister. You also pick up an extra 3 out of Magister, and you get 1 from the Spell Song. Oh, then that's 30, I guess. So I guess 30 is the maximum catch level of Greater Shout. Or not maximum, is the catch level you can achieve. The maximum catch level is going to be 33. Because Magister gives you +3 to the catch level and maximum catch level of the spells of your school that you specialize in. Now, depending on... in the event that I need to get my DCs for enchantment spells higher, I may actually need to swap that out and use enchantment as opposed to evocation focus, which means I wouldn't be playing in Magister at all. I would probably be playing in like Draconic Incarnation. Yeah, that would be crazy, and that would be really good. Although, having something like that, the problem is it doesn't really have... I feel from the Sorcerer, it doesn't really have the same level of support from like the Bard, because the Bard also gets better synergy with Shout because of the spell-like ability, although Sorcerer gets significantly more mana. Plus, if you actually have the Meridian Fragment, so you're dumping the cost of Maximize by 6, and then you have the improved Maximize at a Sorcerer for an extra 9, making Maximize only cost 10 spell points overall, with the already 10% reduction from being level 30, the 10% reduction from having an item that gives you enhancement spell point cost reduction, and then potentially a Bard for another 10%, 30% off the total cost of your spells. I feel like Shout and Greater Shout could be very, very powerful tools on an Air 7 Sorcerer. Never tried it though. Could be good. You don't have as easy access to air spell power, or not air, to sonic spell power, so. Now, when I first made my Bardforge build, I had a number of people ask me why I wouldn't go Exalted Angel. Because why would you go Exalted Angel? They get higher DCs because they get the +3 flat. You get higher you get very easy access to spell penetration. You get bonus mana. You get bonus charisma. It just seems like a really good thing to use. The big problem with going as a Exalted Angel is you don't get the +6 base cast level, and because the actual class spells can be bumped up to such a high cast level, they're actually really, really good. And so you do want to make sure you have the base cast level. Do I like these big sticks? Yeah, man, I love big sticks. I'm a huge fan. Pretty much all I do is grab a big stick. That's what it's like to be me. That's all you see are big sticks. Every morning. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just seems like it'd be pretty good. The damage would be fairly good. And by having it as a hand axe, if I wanted to go swashbuckler, I already have a vacuum weapon that I can just go and swashbuckle the crap out of people with. I don't think Swashbuckler is as good as the Spellsinger Bard variant, but, I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong about stuff before. It doesn't happen very often, but, you know, everyone gets one, right? Oh, I don't have enough key. Damn it. Generating key with this build is a little bit difficult until I get level 6, so. At level 6, I generate triple the amount of key that I'm generating right now, but until then, I'm generating very little key, so.
The prisoner flees to safety.
That's why we've got health potions. Always bring health potions, guys. But I've had some ideas for a couple different builds. The problem is just getting the time to actually implement them, which I think is like the most challenging part at this point. I have so many good build ideas, but then it's like, oh, I don't have time to play them. But then I also don't really just want to post them somewhere and be like, hey, somebody else tried these builds, I don't have time to play because I want to play them. Wave the Crane can help for key, but you get a penalty to fortitude saves. Yeah, and I currently have a Tortoise. Tortoise gives life, and most importantly, it also gives concentration. I may not need as much concentration in the future, but at the current time, the more concentration I have, the more key it's going to allow me to store. So, like, my concentration right now, I think he has 19. So, the more concentration I have, the more key I can store, which is really important. Wisdom is my most important stat on this character. I believe I started with a 16. I've been putting a point up, so now it's a 17. I'm going to be maxing out my Wisdom for DCs and my abilities and everything else, so cool. Well, that's all my level 3 quests done. So we're going to take our level, then we're going to start doing some quests with some people. Open up the group, you know, make it a bit more inclusive. It's be good times. Good times. But yeah. So I'm really excited for the Reaper changes. I'm also excited for the new quest. I haven't played it. I don't like to play new quests when they come out on the test realm. Just because I like to, when there's changes to classes and mechanics, I like to play around with those to kind of give my feedback on how it feels, you know, and to be able to really dive deep into what this means for the game and things like that, and kind of like give my thoughts on those things. But when it comes to quests, usually playtesting quests is about finding bug or balance issues. And personally, I like just playing the quest for the first time when it comes live. So I would just rather not actually see it before, like, ahead of time. Which I know is different depending on who you are. Some people like to see those things ahead of time. Some people don't. So, you know, it can be different. Some people actually just go on the Lemania test servers just because they want to see the new stuff and don't provide any feedback. But the thing is, it's you know, there's a little bit of it for everybody. The goal is to have everyone provide feedback, but you know, you can't base your assumptions as to what's going to happen off of the ideal scenario, unless you really like getting disappointed. Then you can. But cool. Adept of Rain. Give me that. Give me extra dodge and all saving throws. I like that. Oh, and I get a feat. Oh, I threw away the piece of paper that had the feat that I wanted on it. I don't know what to take here. I get 2 of them. Oh, I should know what I want. Okay. I don't want 10,000 stars or toughness. I don't think I want spring attack. I really don't think I want spring attack. Damn, I should have thought of this beforehand. I can't use precision. Lightning reflexes is just whatever. I'm not going to take a dragon mark because I don't need it. I'm not going to take Iron Will or Sunder or whatever. Deflect arrows is okay. Although spring attack's definitely better. I don't want past life. I don't want past life. Okay. Alright. I mean, Great Cleave is an option. I don't really want to take Great Cleave, though. So we're going to take Spring Attack for sure. Being able to move and attack just a little bit better is good. And I think Deflect Arrows isn't bad. Just blocks projectiles. Makes it a little bit less annoying. So the block projectiles are like toughness or something. I mean, Great Cleave I think is good, but I have too many other abilities I'd rather use. Although Great Cleave is better than regular Cleave, so I might as well just use Great Cleave over regular Cleave. What do you guys think? I didn't really put a lot of thought into this build. I could also just take Weapon Focus, Bludgeoning, which would just be good. It's 2 melee power and a +1 to attack rolls. And considering, you know, I'm using power attack, a +1 to attack rolls is very good. It's an extra 5% chance to hit effectively. There's 10,000 stars, which I don't really want. Stunning Fist again, which I don't really want because I can't use it. Damn, this is hard. I think I'm gonna have to go with yeah, we'll go with Deflect Arrows for now. If I change my mind, I can always go back and change the feat, right? So it's not that big of a deal. So boom, we're gonna take Deflect Arrows. Now I've got even more key and all that stuff. From Adeptive Forms, we're going to make sure we take Adept Fires of Purity. I'll put this down here in case we want to instantaneously activate something. don't have any more enhancements I can actually use, just Keybolt. Now my Keybolt's going to do a little bit more damage, and now I can start doing some more quests. So yeah, those feats just make it so I have even more dodge chance now, so my dodge is now up to 24? Oh, because Ocean's Dance gives me more dodge than it did before. It also ups my dodge cap even higher. Give my dodge cap up to 31%. So I'm almost at the dodge cap at level 6, which is crazy. Even better, I have some bracers here. That's not the bracers I want. I have some bracers here, which is dodge and armor class, so I dump these on. So now my armor class is 38 and my dodge is 26? Wait, is that the same? 1% extra dodge? This cloak is still screwing me up, because this gives dodge 2, but it's actually giving me dodge 3. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh well, whatever. Can't complain about a little bit of extra stats, right? So now we'll start with level 4 elites, and we'll get going. If you're on Argonescent, feel free to jump in and join me at any time. We're gonna start with the Depths quest, because those Depths quests are great. Depths of Despair, I think, is the first one. Hey, what's going on, Utak? How are you doing, man? Text messages. No reading text messages. Not during stream. We don't have time to read text messages during stream. We gotta stream, man. Oh man. Oh, I got a new phone. Oh my god, I got a new phone. Guys, check it out. Look at this phone. Oh, look at this phone. It's a Samsung. It's the Galaxy S7. I love this phone. It's so great. I had a phone previously. I had this phone, the Samsung Galaxy S3. Here it is right here. It's not as good as the S7. There's a little bit of a difference between the phones. The biggest difference that I find between the two phones is that the S3 is very slow and doesn't really run most apps really well, and even after resetting it to factory default, it still doesn't really handle the Android operating system after all the upgrades very well. It's like, it's really slow. This Samsung Galaxy S7 is like super fast and great. This video is not sponsored or paid for by Samsung Galaxy S7. It's just such a good product. I can't stop talking about it. It just makes me feel so good on the inside and the outside. So, oh god, it feels good. It's just so fast and like Snapchat doesn't crash, which is great. Also, if you want to add me on Snapchat, my name on Snapchat is Strimtom. If you couldn't figure that out, and like, man, I can use it now, so I can post all my day-to-day shit. I used to, like, a year ago when Snapchat didn't crash on my phone all the time, I used to post, like, stories all the time, but I couldn't do that. And now I can do that again, because it doesn't crash. It's great. Oh, I gotta talk to these guys. Thought it was Monday, and then remembered it's Tuesday. That's right! We are streaming on Tuesdays from now on. Tuesdays, not Mondays. Unfortunately, we aren't streaming on Mondays anymore. That's because I made some changes in my life schedule, and that is okay with me. Do you think 3K Go PRR, 300 PRR tank will be good in Reaper? 3K Go? I'm assuming you mean Life, 3K Life with 300 PRR tank. No, I don't. I don't think that's good enough. You need much more than that. You need, like, that's just clearly not good enough. Because what you think is that that's good enough, but it's actually not. Because the problem is you're missing out on too many fundamental stats. Do you have incorporeality factored in? Do you have as much dodge chance as you can get? Even like 15% is good. Do you have displacement factored in? Considering there's going to be all those extra champions and stuff, how are you going to deal with that? You know, do you have crowd control included in your tank? Especially non-resistible crowd control effects, things like stuns that can't be saved against, or even better, slows that can't be saved against. They're very important. Yeah, one is a brick and one is a phone. That's the big difference between the two. All the permission settings? What exactly do you mean, man? I don't know too much about phone technology. I might look like a millennial on the outside, but I'm an old man on the inside, so I have no idea. Does the mystical country of Canada celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day? We don't. I didn't have to go to work anyway. No, I worked on Monday anyway. So I worked yesterday, but we don't here in the Canada. It's just a different place, you know. I don't get it as a day off, so I had to go to work. It's funny because the company that I work for is or has offices both in Canada and the United States. In the United States, they get the day off. So in a dream scenario, I would like it if I also got the day off because I'm part of the same company. But apparently that's not how that works. So, what are you gonna do? Roop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Oh snap! Look at all these monsters. Fortunately, I don't have my increased key regeneration just yet. I do only get that once I have enough enhancement points to unlock it and take it, which I don't happen to have because I need enhancement points. Oh, healing debuff! What a jerk. But yeah, one is a brick. Now, like the S3, I might still use it for something. The big thing is this new phone. It also not only takes. Oh crap! I don't have any wooden staffs. Oh. You know what I do have? Wooden fists! Ooh, take this! You bastard! Yeah. Give me my health back. I actually don't have wooden staffs, that's hilarious. Also, I had somebody send me a private message asking me what am I giving away today on the Strimstream, because I do have in the title that we're doing a giveaway today. That's a great question. What should I give away? Today on the Strimstream, we're going to be doing a giveaway of the Menace of the Underdark base expansion. So if you play this game, but you don't have the quests out to go out in the Fake King's Forest, maybe you're a VIP or anything like that, or you can't find it in the stores, because you actually need to buy the Menace of the Underdark expansion. So we are going to be giving away one copy of the Menace of the Underdark expansion to one lucky viewer to become eligible for the expansion at any point. Just at any point, type anything in chat, and I will be able to use your name on my handy-dandy giveaway rolling system that I actually invested in now. I took the time to actually go and organize it and stuff. So it does actually work. So you will be able to win if you've typed in anything since the beginning of the stream today. So unlike last week, where it turns out it actually had to be open beforehand, I know that now, so I actually have my stream thing open. So that's right. You could type in anything. You could type in anything you want. You could say Strimtom is a super handsome, dancing, and charming young gentleman, and he makes my interest in DDO go up by tenfold. You could type I am excited for Reaper difficulty, or you could type I don't like you. You smell like old cabbage. All those things are completely acceptable and give you an equal opportunity to win an incredible prize. You should give away your love. No way, man. You got to pay for that. I'm not cheap either, so don't be expecting anything free. You just bought Underdark. Man, I'm sorry. If it makes you feel any better, the Underdark expansion is really cool, and you will enjoy it. There's the other expansion, the Shadowfell Conspiracy. I will be giving away the Shadowfell Conspiracy as well, but at a later date. I'm not giving away a copy of the Shadowfell Conspiracy today, just because I don't have too many to give away, and I want to make sure that I can ride this for a little while. My wonderful giveaways that I have here. Aw, thanks, man. See, it's actually there's a new Axe body spray. It's Ode to Cabbage. Really good. We're in the depths of darkness. Depths of darkness. Update. I own everything and VIP. Ooh. Look at you, Mr. Fancy. Iron Hands. Sounds like you're like me, where you have all of the expansions, all of the classes, and you're a VIP. I did say that, didn't I? Stupid rust monster, get out of here. Yeah, critically hit that rust monster. As long as you don't have small hands and smell of cabbage. I don't know what that's from. It's a reference I don't get. No! I rolled a 1 on my earth grab. You know what? These dice have failed me. This is also a pro tip from the Strimtom. If you're playing the game and you see something like this happen, where your dice roll a 1, I highly recommend make sure you crack open, go into options, go into UI. This is really important. This is going to affect your gameplay a lot. Go down to the dice. Where is it? Where's dice color? Where's my dice color? Dice, combat dice. Currently I'm using Opal. Opal kind of failed me right there. I think I gotta change it out. Opal is a great color, but I think we're gonna have to go to something a little bit different. I kind of like Tiger's Eye. Ooh, I kind of like Golden Magic. I think Golden Magic's a pretty good one. So we're gonna go Golden Magic, Brigand Green. Ooh, Onyx looks sexy. Alright, we're gonna go with Golden Magic. So Golden Magic is gonna be my new dice. It's important because I just gotta roll. I'll roll the 1 right there. I'm on a bad rolls. I gotta change up the dice. It's like much like when you're playing a game of regular Dungeons and Dragons. You know, if you start rolling poorly with one of your 20s, you take that 20, you put it aside, you know, and you get one of your other 20s because that 20 is just bad. It's a bad 20. You know, it's gonna end up poorly. You do not have the Chieftain Spear from Three Barrel Cove. I don't have the Chieftain Spear from Three Barrel Cove. I'm not sure what that weapon is. I just equip any quarterstaff and I do this damage, so it doesn't matter. New to Axe Scottish Dirty Kilt Scent. Oh. You know, I could. Oh God, I don't want to fight this guy. So we're gonna shoot Energy Blast at Gribbik Snarlfang. This, you bastard. Oh, he's fire resistant too. That's what I wanted to see. Oh, and there's 2 champions. Okay. Okay. Alright, so as long as we don't instantaneously die to Gribbik. Oh God. Oh. Oh God, man, that guy does a lot of damage. Fortunately for me, I happen to have 40 armor class right now and 26% dodge. Why? Why do I have 40 armor class and 26% dodge chance? That's so stupid. It's such a dumb number. Oh God. That happens when you get VIP as a Christmas gift. Yeah, man. Yo, I could take VIP as... If somebody was like, hey, Strimtom, for Christmas, I'm gonna buy you a year's worth of VIP. Ooh. Sign Strimtom up. I'm ready. Chieftain Spear. Doesn't link. That link doesn't work. _ Spear. Chieftain's Spear. It's a quarterstaff that deals a D8 to 1920. It's bludgeoning and piercing, bleeding, maiming, puncturing. Very, very interesting. It does have a fatal flaw of staffs, which that its hardness is 7, which means it breaks constantly. My staffs have a hardness of 13, and it's already half broken, going through 2 quests. So I think I'm going to stick with my current staff setup. Thank you very much. But it's an interesting idea. Yep, Reaper mode practice, guys. Also, if I had that piercing weapon, I would be splitting all these oozes and stuff, and that's just dumb. I don't want to split oozes. I want to smack them. Well, I mean, if you split oozes, I guess it does make it a little bit easier for actually getting rid of them en masse, but... yeah. Here we go. Got rid of all the oozes. Oh, there's another one. I thought I got rid of them all. I didn't break my weapon, though. That's kind of nice. Yeah, I think Staff Monk is going to be extremely overpowered when I actually get to the point where I can be extremely overpowered with it. Right now, I'm not quite there yet. We'll have to see. Oh, hey look, bastards. Minotaur. Ah, and wolves. Like I said, the benefit of playing a character like this is, one, I'm very nimble. I can move around wherever I feel like it. I don't have to worry about actually like attacking stuff because I can move. All right, I don't know about this dice, man. I thought that gold dice would actually look good. It looks like it would look good in the picture, but actually looking at it right here, I don't know. It looks kind of dirty, you know. Oh, my search isn't high enough. I can't get those doors. Oh, that makes me sad. There's treasure behind those doors. There's treasure in those hills. Oh, we'll just have to pick these up. Depths of Discord is the next one, which is what I'm in. We gotta update these more often. Instead of being like a lazy scumbag, which is what I currently am. Covert Ring of Magnetism 50. Maybe it's fool's gold. That's true. I was a fool. I saw the gold and I just went for it. I didn't think about the consequences of like that it might not look that good. I didn't even consider that as an option. Ugh. That's just unlucky, man. That's just unlucky. Which is also a bad sign considering their die and I change it to be lucky, so it might just be a very bad sign. Clearly, I am the fuel. Ooh. Fortunately, I just do a lot of damage to these elementals, even though they have flat DR. I don't really care. Whoa, isn't there supposed to be more elementals that spawn here? Usually there's like a bunch that walk around the corner. But they just didn't spawn. That's weird. Is there an elemental here? Oh, that's just dead. I swear there's 2 more elementals that come lumbering around this corner. Am I crazy? Like, do you guys notice this? That there's no elementals coming around the corner? I very distinctly remember that being a thing that happens. Also, Soulless Warrior is a champion. God damn. Good thing I have a decent dodge chance. There's actually a crazy funny video that I saw somebody post in the DDO Discord group that I posted on the DDO subreddit that people didn't realize was a joke. It was a video, it's called like Wraiths are OP, and it's in this quest. And there's a dude, and he just reses himself right at that shrine over there, and then he walks into the hallway, and like he gets attacked by a million wraiths. Because what you don't realize, because you don't die to wraiths that often, is that when wraiths kill you, you then rise as a wraith. So if you're a first-time player and you don't know this, and you and your friends get killed by some wraiths, it creates more wraiths. Something that almost never happens, but it did happen to these players. And so they essentially kept running into this room here and dying to the point where there was like 100 wraiths. So the guy just has a short little clip where he reses himself, walks into this room, and then just gets mobbed by like 2,000 wraiths and dies. And I thought it was so funny when I first watched it. And I was like, oh, I gotta share this because it's so good. And then every single person that read the comment was like, oh man, you really gotta like, no, it's not overpowered. You see, they just gotta, and I'm like, guys, it was a joke video. And they're like, hey, I can clearly see you're not doing this. And then, or like, you know, that these things are tough. But you know, if you keep working at it, you could beat them and blah, and here's some strategies and whatever. And I'm like, it's not my video, guys. It was just a joke. It was just meant to be a joke. And someone's like, what, are you picking on somebody? And I'm like, no, somebody uploaded their own video. I just thought it was an interesting look at how people react to certain things. Because there's just stuff like that you just don't see all the time. Because you see stuff like that, especially in a lot of other games, people posting little clips or videos of like something goofy or things that they find that are really funny or weird that you just don't normally encounter. There's not a lot of that in DDO. I think it's partially because of potentially like either the age of the player base and community. Because you know, I don't know if there are a lot of DDO memes. You know, if you look at the games, there's all the crazy Hearthstone memes. You know, you've got the World of Warcraft memes, stuff like that. Like if you pay attention to World of Warcraft, you know that the hunters are currently the big thing. You talk about how bad they are. You know, you play Hearthstone, you're looking at pirates are like so awful and blah blah blah. But if you look at DDO, it's like, oh, what memes do we have? What are the DDO memes? I don't know, man. Does DDO even have any goofy memes that we can like, you know, propagate and talk about with our friends around the lunch table? And by lunch table, I mean share on the internet. It's just hard, man. Oh, I destroyed. Oh crap! I got earth grabbed because I'm cursed. Oh! I don't want to die. We have the Strim meme. That's true. Well, it's I like to call you guys the Strim team, so there's that. I don't know if you guys want to be called the Strim team. Actually, I call you guys Strim fans. You're Strim fans. See, if I ever became like a big Twitch guy, which it's highly improbable that will ever happen, largely because of the ability to make money on this website. It's very dependent on having a high viewer base, and having a high viewer base is dependent on playing a popular game. Oh god! This guy hurts. No. Yeah, you earth grab me, you bastard. But if I did, I think Strim Team would either Strim Team or Strim fans would be pretty good. Oh, I got crit. Ugh. He's bludgeoning resistant, but we got him. And we got a rem chest. It's worth it. Warlocks and heroic. That's true. AFK Warlock build is a pretty good meme. I like that one. Okay, so we do have warlocks, so that's good. I totally forgot about that. If you want monster manual, wraith reward, that would be one way to get it. That's true, actually. I don't know. Do spawned wraiths count? Like if you just get a guy with like who can bring in a level 1 character, just constantly res himself and get killed by the wraiths down there to spawn like a million wraiths, do spawned wraiths count towards the total? That's a super good question. I have no idea. Does anybody in chat know? If wraiths spawned from like players dying counts towards your monster manual? But I don't know. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that nobody knows. I mean, how could you possibly know, guys? How could you possibly know? What metric would you use to figure that out? Alright. Whoop! Ah! No. No blades. I just wanted the withered crypt moss. Yeah, that would be a good way. I haven't really done any farming out of the monster manuals. I find just playing the game usually you get pretty good through your monster manuals. The only times where you'd really want to farm would be stuff like werewolves. But again, werewolves seems like it would be something that would take really long to farm. Like, oh my god, you have to kill so many werewolves. But if you think about like actually killing a lot of werewolves, werewolves spawn very, very frequently if you do the orchard in epics. An epic orchard is worth a ton of experience, so you're already incentivized to do that. And if you're in a group of 6, the werewolves spawn in like packs of 30. So clearing that out, like a few runs. You know, 3 lives worth of orchard, you've got all your werewolf slayers, no problem. Yeah, exactly. In Lord of the Rings Online, there was if you wanted to play as a captain or as a minstrel, what you would have to do is there was actually you know, they had the trait system where you would do things as a class to unlock traits to enhance spells. So, for example, let's say you had like a heal spell, like the minstrel's basic heal. I can't remember, it was like Ballad of Life or something like that. Anyway, the basic heal. It had a deed associated with it that if you use the ability 1,000 times, you could augment it so that it would have a slightly shorter cast time, which is great. And so it was something you could do. However, there was a deed for resurrecting people, and if you resurrect enough people, it actually reduced the cast time of your raise, which is amazing and really good, especially because for the minstrel it affected your legendary raise, which was an in-combat raise, and for the captain it affected their raise as well. So being able to properly raise people extremely quickly, that's a good staff. I'm going to keep that one. Being able to raise people properly in combat was kind of necessary, especially if you're playing as a captain. Ooh, devoted 51. It's 1 point higher than mine. But it's one level higher. But it looks different. I guess it's kind of cool. We'll take this. But being able to heal just that extra little, or be able to raise that extra person, or have a slightly shorter cooldown, was really, really powerful in that game. However, the captains had to raise 100 people, and the captain's raise was on a 30-minute cooldown. 30-minute cooldown, and you had to raise 100 people. Now, I'm not great at math, but that takes a long time. So basically what you would do if you really wanted to unlock it is you would get a friend, and they would just kill themselves, and then you would then go raise them, and you would do this every half hour, and you would do it until you actually had the ability unlocked. I didn't do the math on that, but assuming that you have to do it 100 times, and it's got a half-hour cooldown, that's adding 2 zeros, so that's 3,000 minutes. Divide that by 60 is some amount of hours. I don't know how many hours that is, but it's a lot. 1,500 hours to actually unlock that trait. Crazy talk. Then they added the thing in the store that gave you double the traits unlocked, which is just super smart. Okay, what quest next? What's a good quest? I just need a little bit of XP. So I'm going to do Stormreaver's Fresco. Stormreaver's Fresco. I want just a tiny bit, so 2 days, 2 hours and 50 minutes, 100 res, 30 minutes each. Yep. So that's crazy talk. But it was super useful, because once you actually had that unlocked, Man, that was like the best thing ever, because you reduced the cooldown on your res by 10 minutes. Now your res was on a 20-minute cooldown, and your res brought people back to life with 100% life. It was basically essential for raiding. No other trait in the game was even like that. It was ridiculous. Poor captains. Captains were like the worst class in Lord of the Rings Online for the longest time. Captains had an issue where all their abilities cost way too much mana. So you would just use your, like, captains were the only class in the game that would run out of mana fighting one creature on the landscape because their abilities cost so much. Now, they were good abilities, but the captain was designed to be a group character. But unfortunately, leveling in a group wasn't really the most effective method. Usually soloing was the most effective method because it's a quest-based game and there's no quest repetition. If one of your friends does a quest and you two become out of sync, well, I mean, I don't know. Then you got to catch up to that person. That person can't. If they go back and help you, they're basically just wasting their time. So soloing was important, but man, trying to kill one monster and running completely out of vigor or power or whatever they called mana in that game, holy crap, that was annoying. They eventually fixed it with the Rise of Isengard expansion. Captains stopped running out of mana fighting one monster at a time. So how many expansions was that later? So that was after Mines of Moria. Am I actually damaging this? Yes, I am. That was after Mines of Moria. That was what was that? It was Mines of Moria, and then it was the Eves of Mirkwood expansion, and then finally Rise of Isengard. That was terrible. Anyone here play Lord of the Rings? Probably nobody. Lord of the Rings Online is a very different game than it was when I used to play it. I played Lord of the Rings Online from beta until just right up until the tail end of the Rise of Isengard expansion. So I played through the original base game, Shadows of Angmar, all of the original book quests and groups, you know, the original raids and stuff with Helagrod and the Rift. Although to be fair, I never actually completed the Rift while it was current content, which is unfortunate. I got to the Balrog, I just never actually beat it. I also played through Mines of Moria, beat all of the Six-Mans, so you got your Grand Stair and your all the other ones. Did the raids, so Dar Narbogud and what was the other one? And Watcher in the Water. Then went over to Mirkwood and did it's not Dol Guldur. Dol something? Or no, Barad Galuran, BG. Whatever, the raid where you fight the Nazgul that's riding the dragon thing at the end boss. And then fast forward to Os Dunhoth. Os Dunhoth was one of the best raids I've played in a game. People will hype up the Rift in that game, and people will hype up Dar Narbogud as being really, really good raids. Both of them in that game were very good, but Os Dunhoth really knocked it out of the park for me when it comes to actual quality raid content. So I think that was a very successful aspect of that game. But yeah. But yeah, no, it's different. If you enjoyed World of Warcraft, it's basically World of Warcraft but Lord of the Rings. Like the games are very similar. There are a couple differences. Lord of the Rings Online has, like World of Warcraft, has a global cooldown where you use an ability and then all your abilities go on cooldown for a short period of time. Except everything is based off of your attack animation. So the faster your attack speed, the shorter your global cooldown is. And then also you have attacks called swift attacks, which ignore your global cooldown, which is kind of important. It's a very big aspect of the global cooldown system. Makes your characters a lot more powerful. We're going to do Irestone Inlet next. And so you could have characters like your champion, things like that, who would have a lot of abilities that would ignore the global cooldown. Burglars as well had 3 separate damage-dealing abilities that ignored global cooldown. So as long as they were off cooldown, you could weave them in as long as you were hitting your buttons properly. So it sort of upped the skill cap. It just made there more things you had to pay attention to and do while you were playing. So that was kind of interesting. Yeah, the thing about Lord of the Rings Online is that, as I said, I quit playing the game for a variety of reasons. I think the game went in a different way than I wanted it to. I thought it was a huge step backwards when they went to a talent tree system like it was in World of Warcraft. So I think that when in World of Warcraft they got rid of the talent tree system and made it so you only select like a couple talents per level, as opposed to actually having a tree where you customize your character. I thought that was a huge step back, but then of course it's when you realize when you actually look into it, every single character class effectively used the exact same tree because one of them was clearly head and shoulders above the others. At any given time. And anyone else who didn't do that just didn't read the forums and wasn't a very good player. Because the math usually was also pretty intuitive and obvious as to what would be the best thing at any given time. So cutting out that system and making it more direct, like these are just different abilities you can get or spells or effects you can use, that was usually, I thought that was a better way to do it. And that's the way that Lord of the Rings Online had always really done it, with their original trait system and the set bonus-based trait system. I thought that was a very interesting and compelling way to do it, and you could still play, you know, you could still play the character type that you wanted, and you pick the abilities that you wanted without sacrificing too much of your character's individual strength. And there was some options for customization there. And then they had like a talent system, and I just really lost me. Well, there's trait sets, which is good, which is something that should have been added when the game came out. But that's neither here nor there. And I'm capped on key now. I went from like not being able to even get any key to being capped, which is hilarious, I think. So yeah, it's complicated. I don't think that it's a bad game by any means. In fact, if you want to play a Lord of the Rings game, it's one of the best ones when it comes to actually the story. The guys did a really good job keeping close to the source material when it was necessary, and when it wasn't necessary, really took that creative liberty to make really cool stuff that's fun and interesting, and with either good or interesting or dynamic characters, or just, you know, things that make you really want to become more engaged in the world that you're actually playing in, which of course is really one of the most important parts of an MMO, both engaging in the world and also other players, especially when it's so expansive. That game also included the greatest class of any character or any game ever, the Warden. I can't tell you how good that character class is. And I posted this many times. They should add the Warden character class into Dungeons & Dragons Online. Standing Stone Games owns the rights to the Warden class. They just gotta jerry-rig the mechanics into this game. Okay, the Warden is what the monk should have been. Oh my god, that class is so good. Oh god, whoa. The Warden is such a good class. And if you're like, Strimstream, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what no Warden is. I never played that before. What's Warden? Why is it so great? Why are you like foaming at the mouth talking about some just goofy character class from some goofy video game that nobody really cares about or plays? Well, the Warden is the best class, or one of my favorite classes, and one of the reasons I say it's one of the best designed I've ever seen, is because the Warden is one of the few classes in an MMO that has a extremely high skill ceiling. Okay? It has the option to differentiate a bad player from a mediocre player, from a good player, from a great player, from an excellent player, from an incredible player, right? Because the better you are at it, just the more you can just do with the class. To the point where if you have somebody who's like a perfect, mathematically like computerized, robot-brained person, they could probably do pretty much anything they want in the game solo as a Warden, because that's the way the math worked out. And the reason I say that is because largely it was based on timing and skill, and largely there was just a lot of different ways you can manipulate some of the mechanics, effects, and abilities between the class in a way that was completely separate from every other character class. So the way that the class itself worked was that, unlike every other character class, especially if you've ever played an MMO before, whether it's Lord of the Rings Online or World of Warcraft, anything like that, they all come with these action bars down here. And the action bars get filled up with buttons. Lord of the Rings Online is horrendous for this, in that they give you literally 5 action bars of buttons per class. 5 action bars, 50 skills. Do you even know what all your skills do? Probably not. And a lot of them are these weird 45-minute to 1-hour cooldown skills that you'll almost never use unless you're PvPing. So there's way too much skills, way too many skills, way too much skill bloat, and kind of not really super necessary, if I'm being totally honest. Now, again, it's not that these things are all terrible. They do give you a lot of class feel. Like the fact that the burglar actually has a burgle ability where you can pickpocket enemies and get items. I remember using that ability when the game first came out, and I pickpocketed a purple sword from a guy and equipped it, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever, because I was like, guys, I'm so cool. I'm like level 14, and I have this like purple item, and it was like super good, and I felt like amazing. So there definitely are some good things to the different little roleplay type elements that you can get, especially with games like that. But The Warden didn't have any of that. The Warden, effectively, there are some more abilities, but in essence, the Warden has 3 abilities. It has red, which is stab, you stab a guy. It has green, which is shield bash, you slam a guy with your shield. And there is yellow, which is shout, where you shout at the guy. And then there's combo. So what you do is you go and get your Street Fighter gamepad. Okay, you hook up the gamepad to be able to do your combos, and then once you've got your combos set up and enabled, you just start slamming on this thing like you're playing Street Fighter. And man, it felt so good. Because their entire skill set was hidden behind this combo button. You think, oh, isn't it exactly the same thing as clicking it? Well, sort of. It's very similar to just clicking your skills, but because you comboed things, they had a little bit of leeway to make the abilities a little bit more powerful than your standard class abilities, because the combos required more to do. Okay? So, if an ability did slightly more damage, say a Warden ability did more damage than Champion ability, that's because the Champion can click their ability, whereas the Warden has to do, like, red, and then combo. So they had more leeway to kind of make the abilities a little bit more interesting. Plus, they could add themed they and the themed abilities would make it so... Oh, am I uncentered? Oh, shit, I'm uncentered. Fudge. They could add themed abilities, so that way they could make it very consistent and easy to understand what you were doing. So not only was it a system where, yes, there was... different combos and things that you had to remember. The combos were relatively easy to remember because they had similar color codings, right? So, for example, if you started with a green, which was the shield, it was either applying a defensive buff to yourself or some form of healing ability. And then if you started with a yellow, it was something that provided threat generation, or was an area of effect. And if you started with something red, it was usually something damage-based, and it's some kind of damage effect, whether it was a stun, an interrupt, even a lifesteal effect they got. So the Wardens had a ton of different utility that they could use. And then to make it significantly more complex, abilities that you would normally think of as like being instantaneous things you'd want right away, Warden had to set up for. So, like in any game, there's always going to be monsters that you have to kick, that you have to interrupt their spell cast. This is very prevalent in MMOs. In Lord of the Rings, this is indicated by a monster having an orange or a green circle around their feet when they're casting a spell. And then it's basically like, hey, I'm casting a big spell, you better interrupt me, or I'm going to do something, because it's a big sign. Most classes in the game get an ability. So, like, Captain gets the kick, where they literally kick the guy in the face. Or Champion gets Clobber, where they punch him and they stop it. Wardens was red-green, the boot. So if you didn't have the boot prepped before the guy starts casting, you have to use red, then you have to use green. You don't have time to do that, so sorry, that guy's cast definitely just went off. It made it so that you had to start counting the individual auto attacks that enemies are using, the time in between each spell that they've cast, and how long till they're going to cast a spell again. Now, that might sound like a lot of extra work, but once you've prepped for that, and you've got that math running through your mind, all of a sudden you can say, okay, so I have this much time to cast this ability, so now I can use this ability and this ability in between. So you've already got it worked out as part of your rotation and how you're going to do it, and how you're going to set up, the actual individual spell casts. So now you can maximize your damage output. You can maximize your healing. You know an ability is going to come in. Plus, it preps you for counting auto attacks. Counting auto attacks is really important when you face off, when you're trying to tank any kind of boss and any kind of raid encounter in a video game. And it's really important. A monster you can use in DDO to count attacks on is like the Storm Reaver? Tempest Spine, Sorjek. If you're doing Legendary Tempest Spine, Sorjek, you can actually count his attacks to figure out when he's going to slam the boulder. If you know when he's going to slam the boulder, you can easily get yourself out of that combat scenario and not get destroyed by it. Or, at the end of Slave Lords Part 2, you have to fight Marquesa. Marquesa has a area of effect spin attack where she does this force explosion thing, and it does a crap load of damage. If you have under 800 health, you are going to die in one hit. So counting her attacks is actually important, because Marquesa actually does it on an internal timer. It's about 22 seconds. She'll cast this ability every single time. So if you are counting that and able to keep a mental track and say, okay, it's been 19, 18, 19, and then you move out of combat, she does her spinning attack, you move back in. The Warden rewarded you for that type of play, from really paying attention to the monsters on top of that. Then they give you all sorts of access to different combo building tools, so you could have like buttons that automatically give you green red or yellow blue, or not yellow blue, yellow red or something like that, so you could build your combos very quickly. And it was just a really good character class. Hey, what's going on, Clyde Frog? You really came into me talking about how I love the Warden class and how it's the greatest thing ever invented in from Lord of the Rings Online. God, that class is so good. Oh, that class is just so good. Just a good class. It's a Warden, man. Just a good class. So it really rewarded you for the intense amount of, or the extreme amount of effort you could put into the game. And the reward was just having a character that was just basically stronger than everybody else's, being able to tank and do more. Plus, they also had some overpowered abilities that a lot of people didn't know about or didn't know how to use properly, which I did. Me and my friends did, and our tanks were Wardens. Yeah, man. I do. Oh, wait. Yes, because I saw the post. I do remember. Hey, Firecratch. I'm so sorry, man. You're level 7. I'm so sorry. Anyway, we're gonna do Clan Tunnelworm. I should probably repair, right? My staff? My staff is fine. I did just get some kind of message though. Oh, it's just an email. Yeah, I do remember, man.
Smell of sewage permeates the air around you.
But yeah, so at some point, you know what? I'll probably show off. I actually have like a setup for the Warden. I have my PlayStation 4 controller so I hooked up to my computer so that the face buttons control the combos. So I play it like it's Street Fighter. So I'm playing on Arganesson. You can check it out right up there. Which server I'm actually playing on. Top left corner, right over there. Oh, Ocean Stance. Wait, I was not in Ocean Stance? What? I don't know, did I drop an Ocean Stance? That's a bunch of garbage. I don't remember dropping an Ocean Stance. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's 20 minutes until we do our fantastic giveaway of the Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. So if you want to get yourself a Menace of the Underdark expansion pack, you just tuned in and you're like, man, listen to Strimtom talk about the Warden makes me excited and makes me want to try playing one, and I should go buy it in Lord of the Rings Online. You probably should, but first, you should stick around until at least 8:30 when we're going to be giving away Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. But how do you win? Guess what? You can win by all you have to do is type anything in chat at any time during this stream before the time of 9:30, and you will actually get it put in the draw for it. Although if you don't want to be put in the draw, either don't type anything, or if you have typed stuff, just make sure you say, hey, I don't want to be included in the draw, and I will take you out. I'll take your hat, or name out of the hat. But I don't know why you want to do that. Because you might think to yourself, well, what do I need a Menace of the Underdark expansion pack for? That's stupid. I already have it. Clearly, I love this game, and I bought it. I paid like $10 or something, and I already bought the expansion pack. I don't need it. Well, it's true, you don't need it. But what if you have a friend that's never played Dungeons & Dragons Online, and you've always wanted to convince to start playing? It's be like, hey buddy, check it out. I got an expansion pack for you. And they'll be like, whoa, what, really? And they're so much more inclined to play. So, buy them the expansion pack, or at the very least they'll feel obligated to try it. You can use it as like a guilt trip. You could be like, hey man, remember that one time I bought you that expansion pack? And they'll be like, yeah, but I didn't really want it. And you'll be like, whatever. So, I'm telling you guys, alright, fine, I'll take you guys out. Did you ever have a character / build you were sorry about TRing? Do you mean that I felt bad, like it was so good I did not want to reincarnate it? Or that when I reincarnated, it was really bad and I did not want to play it again? Yeah, exactly. You gotta make them feel obligated. Obligated? I don't have enough intelligence. My character's not smart, which is pretty dumb. Start with an 8. The problem with Miss Monk build is that basically it's bastardized. If I had actually started as a 36-point build, it would be much better because I would have started 16 Dex, 16 Con, 16 Wisdom, but I didn't because I can't. I really liked. Okay, so yes, I do have a character that I really liked that I was very sad to reincarnate. I actually had a lot of those when I was going on my way for completionist. The ones that I liked the most, my Spellsinger life, I had a really hard time reincarnating out of it, which is why I actually made the Bardforge build afterwards. I wanted to make a character that would never really feel inclined or want any desire to actually reincarnate at all. So Spellsinger Bard was actually one of those builds, because the build is just good. Spellsinger Bard is just good, you know? Does a ton of damage, great healing, great utility, and just fun to play. One of the builds I do for sure feel very, it's very complicated, my feelings with this build, and it was my first completionist build that I actually played once I hit completionist. I played a, am I going to break my staff on this first set of oozes? I smashed my staff open. Damn. It was my first completionist build that I played. I played as a 12 fighter, 4 warlock, 4 ranger. And I played with a repeating crossbow. And not only did I play with repeating crossbow, I used the Arcane Archer imbues from Ranger to add acid damage on hit from the Arcane Archer. So it added 7d8s of acid damage that scaled with spell power. And I added from the Warlock tree and Light and Spirit an extra 3d6 light damage that scaled with spell power. Plus I had the little aura going at all times. So combining those two things, I was firing my 3-shot crossbows, which were already doing a lot of damage and were based off of intelligence. I could get all the damage abilities out of Arcane Archer. So for example, Dispelling Shot, by even only having 1 point in it, is supposed to dispel 1 enchantment per shot. But because I'm firing 3 shots by pressing it 1 time and spending the 2 mana, it actually took off 3 enchantments. Same thing with the Flaming Shots. Flaming Shots is generally not a very good ability, but because I could actually use it with my... because I could actually use it with the repeating crossbow, I was able to almost immediately get 3 stacks. And when you have max stacks, it's doing about 80 damage at 20 stacks every time you use it. So by pressing the button, I'm doing 80, 80, and 80. So it's an extra 240 damage per burst, which was pretty good. Oh, Krung the Brutal. I am not excited for this. So I think that was probably the hardest build to actually TR out of, because it was just so good. Like, it was so strong. Like, I've never really made a character that was that strong before. Oh god. You know, it was so good. It did at level 20 with like no gear. The only item I had was, or that was even good, was a I had the Pansophic Circlet and stuff. I had all this level 13 gear and stuff, but at level 20 I walked right into Epic Elites in Shirati and was just ripping monsters apart like it was nothing. Monsters couldn't even get to me. They were getting destroyed because I did way too much damage with this crossbow. It was an extremely powerful build. I kind of miss playing it. From being mostly a Kensei, you get a crazy amount of actual physical damage on your shots, because all of the enhancements, of course, give it per shot. It was really, really good build. So I really, really like that one. I think that was probably the hardest to stop playing, was that build. The completionist didn't really matter that much, but it did just feel good to have the extra stats. But man, that was such a good build. Oh, that was so much fun. I actually theory crafted really, really hard about that build too before I actually played it. I spent probably a good month theory crafting that build. I never did a write-up for it, but it was a lot of fun to play. Do you think that Spellsinger Bard will make a comeback? So I do. I really do. Spellsinger Bard is very good right now. Mathematically very high sustained damage. If you include buffs in your sustained damage, being able to apply +9 to hit and damage through your through Inspire Courage, on top of Mass Greater Heroism, which just adds a +4. If you don't have Greater Heroism, why cast on everybody in the raid when you can have one guy just press a button and everybody now has it? Just the just straight up utility that you get out of that. I did the math, was it yesterday or the day before, on the actual DCs that my character is going to be achieving on my current Bardforge build. With the math that I have set up, or that I have already planned in my head, I'm looking at about a 80. It was 83 on my enchantment DCs and 83 on my evocation DCs. So that's DCs for Shout and Greater Shout, and also Mass Hold Monster and Soundburst for crowd control. Is going to be 83. Which seems good enough for Slave Lords. I think you only need about 77 for Slave Lords. Yes, I think 77 is good enough to hit every single monster in that quest, with no fail on with your Mass Hold Monster. So I think 77 is enough, but we're just going to see how it plays out and how it feels. This is, of course, being spec'd into Scion of the Feywilds for the extra enchantment DCs. Ideally, I would not like to be in Scion of the Feywilds. I'd much rather use something like, Scion of the Plane of Fire, because the Plane of Fire is going to give me critical hit damage with spells. So we got almost 30 viewers. Nice. That's right before the giveaway too. I'm going to give away an expansion pack, and you guys are going to be like, whoa, expansion pack, whoa. What's going on, DDO Central? How are you doing today? But yeah, I think that overall the Spellslinger Bard is really going to be making a comeback, but that's, you know, by not just coincidence. The build itself is very powerful. That's not just me saying that, being like, yeah, I think it's powerful. Being able to have the same crowd control as a sorcerer or wizard, while at the same time providing a completely different subset of support. I think for Reaper it will be very good. You know, people discount certain things like, oh yeah, you can self-healing is everywhere and blah blah blah, but Shows is really nice when you don't have to self-heal. Sustaining Song, completely ignore self-healing. Spell Song is a Spell Song chant. It gives you +1 to all of your DCs, as well as giving you a 10% cost reduction on all your spells. 10% cost reduction is nothing to scoff at. If your spells cost you, 60 mana, that's you get 1 spell back every time you cast 10, which is pretty big. It's effectively almost like adding 10% on your mana pool, which people will go to large lengths to get through Greensteel anyway. Picking up a 2-set bonus of Dominion from legendary Greensteel items will give you an extra 10% bonus mana. So, that's a great. I was just asked a great question by a great viewer. I have no idea. No self heals in Reaper. Well, exactly. So the idea that you have, that's why I think that Druid, even though Druid is not amazing, but you have to think about the effect that Druid really has that other classes can't do. So if you're playing on Reaper Skulls 10, there are a couple effects that kind of really change the way you have to think about building your character. Effect number 1 is self-healing is reduced by 90%. Reducing self-healing by 90% means pretty much every character is going to be reliant on external healing. Being reliant on external healing means, you can't just heal yourself. So, being able to just have heals coming in from other sources, especially over time, is going to be very powerful. Druids having a lot of heals over time, like Mass Regenerate, is fantastic. It is going to make them very good healers. But more importantly, that crowd control effects are also reduced by 90%. If you cast a spell that holds monsters for 20 seconds, it's actually going to hold them for 2 seconds. 2 seconds is considerably smaller. That's really not that long. Not that long of a time. So how are you supposed to crowd control monsters if the crowd control effects barely last any time whatsoever? And the answer is continuous and ongoing effects. So if I cast Mass Hold Monster on a group of monsters and the spell lasts 30 seconds, I'm going to get 3 seconds of all the monsters that fail, which is going to be close to 0. But you know what? There are effects in this game that last way better than that, and those are ongoing effects. Ongoing effects like clouds. If you cast Solid Fog, it doesn't matter. There's no save. The monsters have to be slowed down by the fog, making it very powerful. A level 1 spell like Entangle, granted by the Druid class, is going to be amazing. Or even better, momentary millisecond value stuns. If you're looking at a spell like Earthquake, the constant knockdowns from Earthquake, normally they last like 2 or 3 seconds. Well, they'll only last like 0.2 seconds in Reaper mode, which is, sure, maybe that's not long enough. You might think to yourself immediately, but also consider, the monster has to get knocked down and then get back up again. That entire process of getting knocked down and then trying to stand up is a huge delay. And being able to lock down a group of monsters like that, on top of being a primary healer, is going to be very, very powerful. Also consider that if you're playing as a bard in Reaper mode, if you use the ability Fascinate, which is an extremely high DC based off of your Perform, which you can get very, very high very easily, because you can get an item, and you're maxing out your ranks, and you have a very high charisma. With Oh, I didn't get the password. If you actually go ahead and use Fascinate on a group of monsters, maxing out, you can have your Fascinate last 6 minutes. Okay? 6 minutes. Take 10% of 6 minutes. That's 40 seconds still. Having 40 seconds where you can literally pause a fight. You say, Bard, we need it. Boom, Bard comes out, fascinates, everything in the room stops. And now you as the party can reposition, reconfigure. This is the target we're going to go first. There's a champion right here. This is what we're going to take down. That sort of thing. Figure out your game plan. I think Spell Singers are going to be pretty good, especially having a 40-second crowd control effect. So, take it from me, ladies and gentlemen. If it's not good, I don't know. Sounds bad with Reaper as nasty as it looked. Yeah, man. Yeah, then the Barbarian runs in and cleaves. But that is why you don't pug that crap. Reaper mode is where the elitist in me will 100% come out. If I do some Reaper mode streams, you will hear me shouting like an angry 16-year-old. Holy crap. If I do a crowd control effect and then someone in my group cleaves, then okay, I'm sorry, but you're no longer in my group. Thank you for playing. Because it's just supposed to be Reaper 10. It's the hardest of the hard. You know, if you're playing the lower level Reaper difficulty, something like that, I totally understand. There's going to be a lot of leeway, stuff like that. But if you're really trying to do the best of the best, what if no one's ever beaten a quest on Reaper 10? And you've done it for like 2 days. You've been trying to beat this quest. You're trying to beat Lords of Dust Reaper 10. No one's been able to clear it yet. Your group gets to the final room. You fascinate all the skeletons, and then the Barbarian accidentally cleaves it, and you die. And then it takes you another week to try to figure out how to get back there again. Yeah, I'd get frustrated. So, Reaper 10 is the kind of thing where you're going to need specific difficulty, and also the majority of the player base is not even going to enjoy it. And I think that's great. I'm very happy about that. I don't know. You know? I think having lots of different options for lots of different players is important, especially your hardcore crowd. Because at this current point in time in Dungeons & Dragons Online, there aren't a lot of things for the hardcore crowd to do. Sure, there's farming slave lords. You know, I see people that are basically live in slave lords. They actually change their legal address to slave lords. You check their driver's license. It says slave lords. You know, it just says the slave lords readout, and you're like, are you sure why you're there? And then every time you look you're online, they're in slave lords. They're doing slave lords. There's a group going up. Literally slave lords going. But that's not really hard. It's just a grind. It's just something to do. Now, granted, I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, I like slave lords. I'm with those people. I grind out slave lords. But it's not really challenging. Having the kind of ultra, uber, mega challenging content, to me, just seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to provide a different style and reason to play the game, which is going to be awesome. I did a lot of the hardcore raiding in World of Warcraft, and as fun as it was, you know, there's no analog for that in DDO. You play DDO for a totally different reason. So being able to potentially have that same experience would be really cool. Thanks for tuning in, Iron Hands. You have a super duper night. So I think Reaper mode will be very interesting when it comes out. And bear in mind, this is all speculation, okay? Because it could be entirely possible that there are some super sneaky, super smart, crafty, young ladies and gentlemen. Hey, it's Ven. There's some super sneaky, super crafty ladies and gentlemen out there that already have a plan laid out. They have some kind of super secret strategy that they haven't talked about, and when Reaper mode comes out, bing, bang, boom, they start just smashing down quests and getting all these cool records. You know, I think that'd be cool, but we'll have to see what actually happens. You know. Man, I talked a lot. I talked real fast for a long time. Well, that's just it. What if there is like some kind of super secret strategy that just destroys through Reaper mode? But nobody knows what it is. It's a super secret strategy. The people that actually know the strategy didn't really tell anybody. It is entirely possible. Aw, dang it, you're right. I forgot about it. The reminder, though, the reminder felt good. Thanks, man. I can always count on you infinitely. You really bring up the quality of the stream. You bring it all the way up to 20%. And I can't complain about that. Because I'm doing a giveaway in literally 3 minutes, make sure that you type something in chat if you'd like to have your chance to win Masters of the Underdark expansion. Like I said, even if you've won it, you can still or even if you already have it, you can still win it and give it away to your friends. You can say, hey buddy, I want you to try Dungeons & Dragons Online. Here's an expansion pack, let's go play. And he's like, cool man, and he takes it, slaps it in his Nintendo 64 or whatever you play this game on, and then starts having a ball, and it's like, bam, this class is super cool. I'm enjoying it. I like playing my rogue sorcerer cleric. I think it's a cool build. I can heal myself, and I can pick locks, and I can cast shocking grasp. Cool build. And they'll like have a good time. I mean, if I'm being totally honest, that's how I come up with like half of my builds. Yeah, goodbye, Shaman Yali. Nuke that guy. Feels good. This is based off stunning bonuses? Yeah, there we go. So I need to get some stunning bonuses. I don't have any. Yeah. DC 10 plus Monk plus Wisdom. So Monk is 6, Wisdom is 6. This is 22 because I have no stunning. I really need to get a stunning item on this character. I'll have to work on that. Where's my giveaway thing? Let me load this up here. Alright, some people said they didn't want to be in it, so let me just go cut those people out. You, and you, and you. Okay, cool. Everyone else is still in there. Yeah. Shreth? I don't know what Shreth stands for. I have no idea. I did spend a lot of time killing Shreth. Holy crap. On Sunday, we went into the frozen ravine in Linvac and killed Shreth for, oh god, like 2 hours? Like literally 2 hours of running in circle killing Shreth. It was good times. Was it the Carnage Shreth or whatever they're called? Really good XP. Guard Timber. Okay. Ven is dead. That is correct. Man, these items are bad. I'll take Heroic Deeds. Even though my guild is at 200 favor, or whatever, capped level 200, I'll still take the rep. It's better. Okay, cool. So I hope this is your last chance to type something in chat if you want to have to win a super cool prize. Because I have 18 people currently registered on the roll. So one of you, lucky 18, is going to win a Menace in the Indirect expansion pack. The Menace in the Indirect expansion pack is good because it wins you prizes or something. I don't know. I'm going to go up here and check the auction house. No, I forgot to do it again. Oh my god. That's a great question. I was just asked a really good question. Proof is in the poison. Proof is in the poison. Alright, we're doing the roll. 3, and 2, and 1, and whoop! Holy crap! It's Utax Arganesson. The guy that already has it. It was literally like, oh, I bought it. Damn. Well, you won. So if you would like to collect, let me know. Congratulations. Congratulations. If you don't want it, I can give it to somebody else. If you would still like that copy to give to somebody else, you can still do that. Oh, that's probability right there. I don't even know what the odds of that are. What are the odds of that? Okay, so it's 1 in 18 chance it lands on you, and oh my god. That's so sad. I'm so sorry. Anyway, feel free to collect. Hat of Stunning, Belt of Stunning, Belt of Stunning. It's really just hats and belts of stunning. What's my hat do? Haggle and saves? Well, I have saves already, so I guess I could just take Haggle. Or is this? This is fine. Get +3 on stunning. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. So just in case, I'm gonna message him. He's not responding. So I'll send him a message. Chat before he said the video. Yeah, but that's because there's the delay, right? I can't really control the delay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to automatically select a runner-up. So in the event that he doesn't actually grab the prize, we're gonna do a runner-up. So, so this is for a runner-up. Oh, you can actually sponsor these. That's kind of cool. Like I said, so I'm gonna message him because he doesn't appear to be here. So, so the runner-up in the event that he doesn't do it is Aracalypse. So in the event that he is not here, Aracalypse, you will be there. The next winner. So, there you go. Like I said, in the event that he doesn't want it, just to make sure, because he did say it. He did sound pretty frustrated. So here we go. So now everybody wins, and by everybody I mean 2 specific people. So I've sent a message to him. If he gets back to me saying he doesn't want it, Aracalypse, you will be winning your own Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. Now, what is included in the Menace of the Underdark expansion pack base? I don't know. That's fine. That's what private messages are for, man. And besides, think about it like this: if nobody wants the prize this week, then they're gonna go and get another one next week, and then the week after that, and we'll just keep piling up these prizes and giving them away. It'll be like the thing that we do here is give away money, you know. Do you know how much money I spent on these prizes so I can give them away to you lovely people? I don't even want to talk about it because I thought it wasn't going to be that much money because I spent it all. But then I was like, yeah, I'm spending like this much money. And then I realized that was all in American currency. And I was actually spending Canadian currency. And it was significantly lower. And it was, oh man, very different volumes. $7? No, it was a lot of money. Originally, because I wanted to buy stuff to give away throughout the entire year, so when there was a sale, it was like 85% off or whatever. I bought like a bunch of like expansion packs and things like that so I could give away. So originally the total was, I think it was like $150 worth of shit to give away throughout the year. So I bought it, but the exchange rate is not forgiving. So I was like, man, I spent way much more money than I thought, and I checked my actual credit card statement. I was like, right, exchange rates, duh. Stupid Canadian money basically being monopoly money and having no value. Anyway, besides the fact that I don't understand the economy and how those things work, let's talk about Menace of the Underdark, okay? So the Menace of the Underdark is a really cool expansion. It's really fun. Do you know what it is? Guess what? Menace of the Underdark base edition. Yeah, man. I can't type anything. So, if you get the Menace of the Underdark base edition, it comes with awesome, super cool features. Number 1, you're going to pick up 3 different adventure zones: the King's Forest, the Underdark, and the Demon Web. If you've never done epics before, man, the Underdark and the Demon Web feel epic, specifically the Underdark. The King's Forest is kind of cool. It does have a little bit of an adventure and a story feel to it, but I love the Underdark. It's expansive, it's confusing, it's difficult to navigate, and every corner is dangerous. You got purple worms popping out of the ground. You got like crazy ass drow trying to kill you all the time. You got people you can free and slaves to rescue, so you can really feel like a hero. You know, all these different monster types. It's scary and confusing, but interesting at the same time. I really like the Underdark, and so if you've never done epics before, I highly recommend it. I have to respond to a thing in chat before I keep talking. As well, the expansion pack includes Epic Destinies. Epic Destinies give you what, you know, that crazy thing that gives you all your stuff. People think Epic, if you think Epic Levels gives you stats, it does not. Epic Destinies do. Boom! All these things here: Fate Singer, Shadow Dancer, Sharati Magister, Primal Dancer, Fury of the Singer, Exalted Sentinel, Divine Incarnation. All these different incredible epic destinies could be yours. Oh my god. Canadian keyboard. So yeah, it also includes one lesser epic tome of learning. The first character you log into is going to get a little bit of a tome that gives you bonus epic XP. It's pretty cool, man. Is it wrong that I purchased both expansions when they came out and still haven't run a single quest in Shadowfell? Well, sort of. When the Shadowfell expansion came out and it dropped Wayloon I never ran because it made my computer basically crash, and also you couldn't do it without it lagging all over the place. But now it doesn't actually lag, so I really like Wayloon. The quests are very easy, they're interesting, and they give a lot of XP. The items suck, though. Legendary Shirati, man. The problem with the Underdark is it's not good for Slayers. You're right, it's not good for Slayers. It's just cool. I don't know. It's not great for XP wise, but it's just interesting. The Underdark is an underused area. I kind of wish they would go back and add some quests into some of those areas. I think it'd be pretty cool. You know, imagine in the Cerulean Hills there's a second area that had like very high level monsters to it or something. I think that'd be pretty interesting, something like that. I mean, crap, just never mentioned the Shadowfell. Yeah, I actually really like a lot of the quests that are in the Shadowfell conspiracy. Stormhorns is just a super cool area. It's expansive, it's interesting. I think that's Shadowfell conspiracy. I'm honestly not sure what comes in Shadowfell conspiracy. I know you get purple Dragon Knight. Now you get big bulky Dragon Knight. So there's that. But yeah, I agree that it's not really great for the Slayers. The problem is, like I said, there's multiple different reasons to play each individual area of the game. There are a lot of quests that I do that aren't really great experience, but I just like doing the quest. Like for example, a lot of the harbor quests, you can probably skip over a couple of them. It's probably way faster to just repeat a few. Do your like Kobold Ringleader like 6 times, and to do this or do that, and that's true. But I like doing Bringing the Light because it's an interesting quest, and I like doing Stealthy Possessions because it provides a different way to actually get through a quest. Don't kill the monsters. Like, who would have thought of that as being a cool option? Especially in DDO, which is about smashing hot things as fast as you can. What is a Canadian keyboard? So you can have different keyboards set into your computer. If you live here in Canada like I do, your computer comes preset with 3 keyboards. English US, English Canadian, and French Canadian. By tapping Shift and Control at the same, Control and then Shift on your keyboard, it will swap the keyboard setting. So my keyboard that came here, if you actually look at it, if I actually pull this up here so you can see it, if you actually look at the keyboard on the keys, there's little blue buttons. The blue buttons that are on there are what it's like if you actually change it. So it's got like pounds and other crap. So that's what a French keyboard is. French keyboard. The problem is I don't really like that. I usually uninstall those extra keyboards because every time I tap Shift Tab. Basically the biggest problem is it turns your Shift or your / key into an E with the accent, which is really great if you're typing in French, because there's a lot of things like do that in French. But it's very useful. Hey, what's going on, Tyler G 2010? How are you doing today? How is your day going? Or your week, for that matter? Because it's Tuesday now. I actually do that now. I can say, how's your week going? It's not Monday. Yesterday was a Monday. Yesterday I had a big case of the Mondays. I actually kind of like, my schedule's changed. I used to have Sundays and Mondays off. Now I have Sundays and Tuesdays off. So I go in Monday, have my Monday, and be like, ugh, headaches, and then I get the day off right away, which is kind of cool. Hey, welcome. How's the new monitor? Beautiful, man. Oh, God, it feels good. Do with more to the story, or is there something connected after the hag teleports away in Siegebreaker? Nope, Joram doesn't attack anymore. We win. That's the idea of the story. Oh, you Americans and your Martin Luther and your kings. Did that Christmas light up? Oh yeah, no, I turned that on intentionally. It just makes the screen a little bit brighter. I don't have like the one that's actually in here up anymore. But I do have them behind me. I actually never take these lights down because they're really nice. Plus, I find it works really well with the ladies because it provides a different level of ambience, you know? Because it's like I don't have a lot of candles because I'm a guy in my 20s. So I don't really have any candles, but except for like those tea candles, I have like a million of those from IKEA. It's not the same kind of candles though. But if you want to really set the mood lighting, ooh, just crack open the Christmas lights, put them on the wall, and it's like, oh, look at that. It's like not quite as bright. It's got that low lighting. It's all colorful. You know, trust me, I'm telling you, it works really well. Yeah, so there's no real extra story to that. It's basically you beat Droam. And then you never encounter Droam again, so I don't know. Is there a reason every DDO streamer blocks out their chat? Prevents nasty tells from showing up on stream? No, it's actually a privacy thing. That's why I do it. So consider that when I'm streaming, I don't have the voice. So if people are in my party, I don't have their voices coming through the stream. So that way, in case, one, if they say something, it could potentially prevent something nasty from showing up on stream. There are a couple of guilds in Argonescent that, you know, guys I like, but they definitely talk some shit, and they can say some things that could get you banned on Twitch. But also, the big part of it is just a privacy thing. If somebody sends me a private message and they have no idea that I'm streaming, say they're like, you know, it's just something terrible, like, oh, my dog got hit by a car today. And it's like, oh, I'm really sorry, man. And I just broadcasted that to everyone that's watching me on Twitch. I don't know, there's part of me that just seems it's like kind of disrespectful almost. So that's why I don't do that. That's my personal thing as to why I do not do it. I'm not saying that is why every streamer would do it. I'm saying that is why I do not do it. For me, it's a privacy thing for people that are do not want to be part of the stream. You know, that's all it is. Plus, the camera fits also there really well. Because also, you can think of this like me as the chat box. Anything important that does come through the chat, I can easily relate, that's the word I want to use. Relate to you guys. Oh god, I'm gonna die here. Okay, this is really bad. Also, I never put this on. Ooh, stunning. Okay. Okay. Alright, we got this. I can just get this violet slime down. Alright, almost there. But yeah, for me it's like a courtesy thing. It's just privacy. You don't want your chat to be just disseminated through it, that's all it is. You know. I mean, I could probably try it someday. It's just I find it easier this way. It just saves the headache, so I don't have to think about it. Because I have been streaming, and I have been Oh no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I have been streaming before, and I've had people send me like a very profane, or not profane, but is that profane's the right word? Profanities? I don't know. Just said like really terrible things, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad chat can't see this. You know. You can activate quick strike and then swap from staff to unarmed. So I can go like quick strike and then swap to unarmed, and I still keep the the bonus to double strike so I can sit at 32%. That does actually work. It is correct, Mr. Infinitely DDO. I just don't do that often because I'm lazy. Hey man, everyone's allowed to make slip-ups. I talk a lot, so I think I'm allowed to have a slip-up every once in a while. Unless I'm not, then that's also fine. I appreciate being held to a high standard. I'm not going to live up to it, but I do appreciate that I get held up to a high standard. Like, as long as you know that you're going to get disappointed, it's really all that matters to me. Give me a K. Give me a E. Give me a Y. What's that spell? Key? K-E-Y is key. You'd think it'd be K-E or K-I. It's actually K-E-Y. English language, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand. Wizard Rogue the other day. Achievement feat on exotic weapon hand wraps and turn around meleeing everything. Was doing decent damage. What? No way. Whoa, whoa. Wizard Rogue? Who was using unarmed. What? Whoa, what? That's kind of cool. A Wizard Rogue using unarmed? Was he undead too, so you get the bonuses to damage when you're striking unarmed? Like, say, playing as like a Lich Eldritch Knight or something? Which I think would be very interesting, doing like a Lich Eldritch Knight build. Oh, magic missiles. Man, look at the beard on this guy. This is an old bandit. Healing key. Damn. That does sound interesting. I do like the idea of having exotic hand wrap proficiency on non-characters that could use it. Would it be worth taking unarmed if quick strike didn't require you to hit for something for double strike buff? They would require a lot of fast weapon swaps. So presumably, as long as you have what's it called, the quick draw feat, so you can very quickly and easily change weapons without having a reduced attack animation. Assuming you have quick draw, then yeah, that would be fine. Wait, they used the monk attack animation? Then they had to have levels of monk. You can't use the monk attack animation unless you have monk levels. It's not tied to hand wrap use. It's not supposed to be. Is that the case? Because originally when the idea came out that hand wraps would be weapons, that's not how it's supposed to work. If that is how it works, that's very interesting. I'll have to test out a build afterwards, but it's not really supposed to be how it's supposed to work. No love as a monk. Oh! Okay, hey! Hey! Don't do this to me, game. Yo! Oh my god. Probably a 2 monk. So odd. Is that everybody? Did we literally pull this entire room and everything in it? Kind of weird. If the next pass could skip favorite soul and make EK viable, that would make me eternally grateful. Well, I like it. In this case, barbarian monk. Yeah, so my plan was to do a barbarian brawler build as my next life on my completionist. I wanted to see how good you could do with a purely unarmed monk. So you'd be using hand wraps and dual wielding and all that garbage. I wonder how good it would be. I'm honestly not sure how good it would be, but I'd love to know. But you should have bought a shield in the one market for magic missiles. Yeah, but I'm lazy, and I don't like casting wands every 5 minutes because I'm lazy. Like, do you see how often I'm not drinking these heroism potions just because I'm lazy? Here you go. Get you healed. Staff is best for monk now? That's a difficult question to answer. I think the answer is, I think unarmed and staff are both very strong. I don't know anybody that's playing a staff build, which is why I'm currently playing it right now. This character is going to end up as being a pure staff build. I'm going to be able to tell you how good it will be when I get there. Damn, Day's Monster is bogus. Mine is Cloud and you may take no actions. But I think that staff monk could be the best monk. It has a lot going for it. The biggest parts are the extremely high power you get while you're standing within your own cauldron of flame, and the area of effect buffs and stats you can generate very easily. So, walk up the sun, which actually stacks with heroism. What is it? 24 concentration now? Yeah. Dude, without using them. Exactly, you're right. It's not lazy. It's thrifty. I'm thrifty. Oh, God, that guy's gonna hurt. Oh, okay. Oh, Hosha Solego. He almost got me. Woo. Hurts though. But yeah, no, I don't know if it's the best. I think it could potentially be the best. It's really hard to say. All I know is unarmed monks are doing ridiculous amounts of damage right now. Like, they're doing a lot of damage. And I want to see if armed monks will be able to compare and compete. So we're going to find out. I'm not doing the dual wielding garbage, but yeah, so this is going to be a dex and wisdom based monk. This will not do as much damage as it potentially could. I like being on the wisdom side because it gives you better armor class, better saves where it counts, and more importantly, higher DCs on all of your abilities, which this character is going to happen to be floating a lot of. So, hey man, just because I spend high quantities of money without really thinking of the consequences doesn't mean I'm not thrifty. Well, he's dead. Damn. I'm sorry, man. We're like 10 billion miles away from a shrine, so... Hey, Orin Zatlow? Yeah, goodbye. Except for Kukendo. Yeah, Kukendo's really good. Kukendo's basically amazing. I'll have Tomb of Jade, though. Tomb of Jade's amazing. My favorite reason for using Tomb of Jade is so I can scream Tomb of Jade as I attack stuff with Tomb of Jade. DC will be really good, so that's fine. And having stunning modifiers added on all your core abilities, as like all your finishers and everything else, means the finishers will actually be useful. So as long as you can weave them in, you'll be doing a lot of damage. I don't know if I can weave them in, but we're gonna find out though. As long as the average damage from using a key ability is more than the damage of an auto attack, then the key abilities will be useful and good and have a place. But that is the requirement, right? Because if I run into situations where I want to use my key abilities, but something like an Incinerating Wave does, you know, less damage than a single auto attack, what will happen is that there's no reason for me to use that ability because I will only be a net loss in damage. And because it has no special effects, sure, it's area of effect, but if I'm using it on one target or multiple targets, again, if it's just a straight loss in damage, it will be disappointing. But we'll have to see how that actually plays out. What? That was weird. Good job. Next will be Proof is in the poison. Not Proof in the poison. Fresh in the air. Fresh in the air. Fresh in the air. What did I say? Proof in the poison. Fresh in the air. Shining Star is good. Yep. Because it's based off of wisdom. So now you can use Shining Star. When you use Earth, Wind, and Fire, which I love. I love the fact that it's Earth, Wind, and Fire causes monsters to dance. So. Unfortunately, you cannot get staffs that do wisdom to hit and damage. You can get a staff that does wisdom to hit and damage, but that particular staff... Ooh, new ones. D6 poison, that's +3, which is better than my law, but this is impact. This is venomous 2. So more base damage, and it's made of wood, less crits. We'll have to see how it feels. I'll take this for now. Damn it! I did not do the fast recall. I am bad at this. I have to sell repair anyway. But yeah, unfortunately you can't, the only staff is the Stave of the Seer, which allows you to use wisdom to hit and damage. I don't plan on using that staff, or is it the Staff of Inner Sight? Either way, one of those two. I plan on using the Epic Elemental Bloom as my staff of choice. The Epic Elemental Bloom will be using Dexterity to hit and damage. Dexterity to hit and damage. Oh, one more point. Where's that cloth? Yeah, there's the Stave of the Seer and the Staff of Innersight that lets you use Wisdom to hit and damage. Tried playing unarmed a little bit, but it seemed really complicated with all the various moves and stances. It's actually not. If you'd like the quick and dirty on how to play Unarmed Monk, I can give that to you right now. So here's how you do it, okay? Oh, thanks for tuning in, Nashron. Have a cool day. Evening? I don't know what time it is. I'm a millennial. We don't pay attention to stuff. Anyway, to play Unarmed Monk is actually a great way to do it. One, take your mouse. This is the mouse. Press right click. When you right click, your character starts doing this. Once you start doing this, all of a sudden, you're attacking stuff. Once you start attacking stuff, run at the creatures. You'll be hitting them with your damage. Then use 100% of your ki on this ability right here, Path of Harmonious Balance, Fists of Light, and use the other 50% of your ki on Stunning Fist. Any other ki that you generate shouldn't be used towards any other abilities. Just use those two. If you unlock Tomb of Jade at some point, start slapping out Tomb of Jade whenever you can, and that's about it. Congratulations, you're playing Monk. Sometimes you might want to use Healing Ki if you actually build up the combo, but usually you don't get that far. If that sounds simplistic, as cool as it is to have all these combos, most people don't really use them. The problem is combos are super clunky in this game, as much as I would like to say that they're not. But because of the internal cooldown system of the actual abilities, it's very difficult to actually get your combos activated quickly, especially because some of them rely on stuff like Harmonious Balance, Fists of Light, which has a ridiculously long cooldown. I understand it has a long cooldown because the ability itself is good, but it's just not too good. And then, on top of that, the combos are also a little bit clunky, because if you do anything that does not constitute as part of the combo, it automatically takes away your combo. Oh, did you climb on something? Goodbye combo. Did you have to drink a potion? Goodbye combo. Did you open a door? Goodbye combo. I understand you're meant to use it in combat, but when combats don't last that long, you need them to proc instantaneously, and the fact that you only have one immediate moment to apply effects, it kind of sucks. So if you say, oh, I needed to activate Healing Ki, guess what? It takes Fists of Light. You gotta use it 3 times. Doesn't matter. There's no way to make it faster, which is disappointing. Tomb of Jade? Oh, yeah, sorry. I just say Tomb of Jade all the time. It's the Tomb of Jade. Tomb of Jade. This one right here. Now we'll go Tomb of Jade! It's basically amazing. So originally, Tomb of Jade, incredible ability, only worked on tainted creatures, undead, and extraplanar creatures the like. But then at some point, the guy's turbine, turbine's technically correct. We can say Standing Stone, but it was technically turbine at the time. Either way, the guys that made the Monk, it's gonna take me a long time to get used to that one. They were like, hey guys, what if we just said, whatever, you can use Tomb of Jade on any monster you want. And everyone was like, wow, that sounds pretty neato. And then everything turns to Jade. Hey, welcome. We are inside Freshen the Air. So you got giants that are turned into Jade statues. You got rats that are turned into Jade statues. And hell, anything you want, you can Jade it. Oh, no. Oh, wait. I can bump up my jump by 4 points. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. One more time on the key breakdown. Yeah, man. So, attack stuff all the time. If you have extra ki, use your ki on this one. Fists of Light. Fists of Light, if you use it 3 times in a row, gives you access to Healing Ki from your combo. And if you don't, it just gives you health back when you attack stuff. It also does extra damage, so it's just a good ability. So that's just good. Highly recommend Fists of Light. Then you also get Stunning Fist if you're an unarmed... Oh, I didn't pull the lever. If you're an unarmed monk, you also get Stunning Fist. I believe it costs 15 ki. Stun guys when you fight them. That's about it. And then later, when you get access to Tomb of Jade, which is again another stun, it's literally just the same thing as Stunning Fist. Same DC, it stuns a target, really good. And then after that, when you get Kukundo, it's a range stun. So you'll have Stunning Fist, Kukundo, and Tomb of Jade all with the same DC and the same stun, but you get 3 of them, which is crazy and super broken, but whatever. And then any extra ki you have, just continually and consistently dump into your Fists of Light. The rest of the abilities aren't really that good, so. Beholder and Von 3, that was Tomb of Jaded. Yeah, man. Because Tomb of Jade's an awesome ability. I love Tomb of Jade. I'm trying to enunciate right now. Okay. Being attacked by Troglodytes. Invader's probably the first most fun quest in Shinto Tomb of Jade, Sunny Fist. Oh yeah, and Dismissing Strike is also very good. It's basically a one-shot. Hey, welcome. Woo. Hey, I'm being attacked by like a million guys. What's happening here? Eat and die. Whoa! 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 Okay. Hello. What's going on? I am being shot by too many people right now. Oh, God. I'm coming. Coming! Get the key! Yeah! We're alive. Go team! There's an asshole over here. He's about to get key bolted to death. Huh! Key bolt. You thought this spell was useless, because it is. Largely. It's largely useless. But look at that. Look at that damage. Mmm. Take this. Oh, more key bolts. Yeah. Bam. Only one more. Unbelievable. Taken down. Rated 10 out of 10 on IGN. Look at that garbage. When Kukendo was charisma based and was completely worthless? Yeah. No, no magic missile immunity. How about magic man being? I'm a man. Exactly. Look at that. Look at how many health. Look at how many magic missiles this health bar can absorb. I got 143 life. 143. I have a throwing star in my inventory. Rip in peace. Oh, shaman. Oh, we're going in. Going in, boss! What? I don't understand. Give me my combo. Combo. Oh, somebody got the stone? Cool. I could be using a throwing star. I actually do have them in my inventory, but Keybolt does more damage than throwing star, so. Did I pick up the stone? I think I picked up the stone. Oh, I did! Hey! I wasn't sure if it was me or not. I don't remember. Keybolt will do more damage later, because it scales directly with monk level. I'm going to dump this soul stone here, so the guy can res himself whenever he feels like it. Oh, and there's a bell thing. Or treasure chest. That's what I want. But yeah, immunity to magic missiles. Magic missiles, great spell when used by monsters on you, because it's super tedious and annoying. Oh, but what is this? A monster down here? What? Keybolt. Monks. Range. That's what I'm talking about. Monks in range, everybody. Monks in range. But this monk has got range. Look at this guy. Look at the champion garbage. Troglodyte shaman. I don't even give a crap about that. No troglodyte's gonna stop me. Because I'm the champion. I don't have a crown, though. Gotcha. Healing. Cool, man. Thanks for watching, Tribalged. If you liked the Strimstream, you enjoyed what you watched here, you can catch me here every single Tuesday. This goes to actually everybody, not just Tribalged, although this is directed at him. You can catch me here every single week from 7 to 10 p.m. On the DDO stream. You know, I like this game. I like being able to represent the cool things that are part of it. So make sure you tune in next week, because I will be here from 7 to 10 p.m., which is great. However, say you're sitting here and you're like, man, I gotta wait a week to watch Strimtom? That's crazy. I don't want to wait to watch Strimtom. I don't want to wait a week to watch Strimtom. That's dumb. Strimtom, is this really the best way and the only way to actually catch you? No, silly. There's way better ways to find me. You can find me right here. Boom, on twitch.tv/Strimtom. Follow my own channel, and then you can catch me stream whenever you feel like it. And if you want to know ahead of time, I usually post about it on Twitter when I'm going to be streaming. So there you go. Bam, fully advertised and advertised and marketized. I don't have words. Marketized is not a word. You could have a crown if you transferred your tune from Galanda. Yeah, I could. The problem is I have to rename this character first, so I'll do that later. Harvin, what's he got? Impulsive, devoted, 93 or 53? I don't know what that number is. Con 4 necklace. Well, my necklace gives me wisdom 1. I don't have a wisdom item, so I'm going to keep with wisdom 1. I think wisdom 1 is better than that. It's an outfit, I guess. Is Throwing Star Focus Monk build good? Yes. Answer is yes. What quest is next? Next is Rest for the Restless in House P. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. GMOF key attacks need to have 2 times melee power. Just from Lotus is okay for knockdown, the damage is only about 500. Yeah, the problem with the this is the biggest problem with Henshin Mystic originally when it first existed in the game was that Henshin Mystic was this cool thing where it scaled off of spell power, so you generate a lot of spell power, you generate a lot of key. I had a character that had 120 concentration at level 20 when I hit 20, and like 400 key, and it was awesome. My stable key was 360. Okay, stable key was 360. That was awesome. Every time you go to a quest, you have this big pool of key. You can just run around and throw shit everywhere. Cool. Awesome. Damage. Great. Except Grandmaster Flowers doesn't scale with spell power. Or anything, really. And it was totally useless and garbage in almost all capacities. The spells look amazing! What did I just do? I didn't want to go to the ship. Well, I did that already. Sometimes I get buffs while I'm here. I wanted to go in the Bogwater Tavern. But Fresh Near is extremely challenging. It is. The troglodytes provide a lot of difficulty because you have troglodyte stench, which significantly slows your attacks. The dogs will trip you, and then the casters all have magic missiles, which will follow you regardless where you go. If they're champions, their magic missiles can hit you for up to 90 points of damage if you get the wrong champion mods. If they have extra damage and added damage, the added damage applies per missile. So if they have added damage light, you're taking force and light damage, doubling down, and the light's about 30 damage at that point, so it's 9 force and then 30 light. You're looking at 40 damage per missile, and if they shoot like 4 missiles at you, craziness ensues. Just pain, 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 pain. So Fresh Snare can be very difficult, especially first life characters, that sort of thing. Now, for all those of you out there who are like, oh man, but I want to play, and I want to do good, just like you, Strimtom, but I don't have a multi-life character. How am I supposed to stand up? Maybe you're new. Maybe you haven't been playing the game for like 35 million years like I have. That's okay, because this character is a second life. No special items. All my items are just picked up off the ground. In fact, I don't even have a wisdom item or any really good stats. It's just leveling up gear. Yeah. You can play this game without, especially like the monk class, it's very versatile right now. You can build good characters on first lifers. Don't ever be discouraged by the fact that you don't have a million past lives or you haven't been playing this game since 2004. That's okay. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You can still have fun. That's the most important thing, is having fun. You can also use Strimtom's Acid Arrow build. It's a great build. I highly recommend it. It was made by this super handsome guy, Strimtom. He's like super smart and good at DDO. And he wrote a guide that apparently is really entertaining. It's critically acclaimed, actually. IGN rated it 10 out of 10 and said that they would, in fact, read it again. I don't know why you'd read it again. I at least I hope they bookmarked it before they said they were going to read it again. Boom! Locked in. So there's that. Yeah, they really need to fix up Grandmaster Flowers. I think at some point there will need to be a pass on Epic Destinies. I think there are a couple problems with Epic Destinies. The biggest issue is not that Epic Destinies don't make you feel amazing. They do make you feel amazing. They're super cool. I love Epic Destinies. But what is this? Is this some kind of melee sorcerer? It is a melee sorcerer. Weird. Epic Destinies do make you feel really cool, which is a good thing. But the big problem with Epic Destinies is that they're not balanced at all. Some Epic Destinies are a little bit more powerful than other Epic Destinies. Which is kind of, not ideal. Ideally, you want your things to be a little bit more balanced than not at all. So, it's actually the most recommended build on the DDO Discord and also on the DDO subreddit. Now you might think to yourself, "Oh man, that means Strimtom's got a handle in there." I never linked the build myself. Other people do it, so it really does. Watching this stream here, you might be like, "Man, where's the ambulance? You're just or ambulance. Where's the ambience? You're just running through everything, Strimtom. You're not even looking at the screen." Yeah, that's kind of true. I don't really spend the time actually looking at the screen and what's going on because I don't need to. I played these quests a lot. I can probably do at least a few of them with my eyes closed. By going off just the sounds. Go pull the lever. Oh, yeah, pull the valve. Do it, pull the valve. I need someone to go into that room there, in that corner, and pull that valve. I swear nothing bad will happen. Go do it. Take a left. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just need someone to come over here. And then there's a valve here, and you just gotta turn it. Right there. Oh. Oh. Yep. Cool. He does that, and we're good. But yeah, DDO does a great job of making its dungeons feel very story-esque, you know? Because you never know what's going to happen. You don't know that these archers are going to be shooting at you from up high the first time you do this quest. You don't know that coming up ahead there's a big double fire trap that's all kind of on an angle, so it really looks like all impressive, like it's really kind of blocking you from getting through a path. Again, these are all things that you find out after you've been playing the game for a little bit, or on your first run through. You run into this crazy trap. It's one of my favorite things about DDO is that traps butcher you. They just butcher you, and they give you an incentive to actually play the quest on normal difficulty to see what it's like before you bump it up, especially on your first time through. No, the build does get squashed like a bug in Epic Elite. If you get hit by stuff, it can kill stuff though. It does enough damage to stand up in Epic Elite, but it gets murdered. Like this fire trap, look at how cool that is. How it comes at like a crazy angle or something. I don't know. To me, that's just really cool. Yeah, so that the build does get squished. I'm not going to deny that at all. That's 100% accurate. You get just totally stomped on if a monster hits you. But if a monster doesn't hit you, you can kill people. I didn't really play it a lot in Epics. I had other people play it in Epics, and I kind of did a bit of revising and redacting to the guide afterwards, kind of based on feedback. Again, it was mostly just a new player leveling guide. If you really want a high-end, top-tier epic build, anything that focuses on elemental damage through your arrows is just really not going to do it anyway, because bows don't really excel at that. Bows excel at physical damage. So if you did want a top-end physical damage build, I highly recommend the White Feather Sniper build by See Through the Ego. It reads like stereo instructions, but it will give you way more damage than my build will, and much better survivability as well as more crowd control effects because it actually focuses on paralyzing arrows as opposed to the elemental damage. So I highly recommend taking a look into that build if you are interested. White Feather Sniper. I could find it and link it. It's one of the top builds on the Ranger forums. It's a pure 20 Ranger build, so you can literally respec into it no problem. If you're already pure 20 Ranger. STK. But yeah, it's like I said, it's so that way my build carries you into the end game, but then the White Feather Sniper really finishes it off. You know, it really tells you, okay, this is what you need, this is how you want to stay alive, this is the gear that you have to get, stuff like that. It really breaks it down for you. Like I said, it's all about growing. You know, you can't have one guide that's going to include everything. There's two reasons for that. The biggest reason is because there's actually a text limit on forum posts, and the second reason is because I'm lazy. Um, you're welcome. Yeah, SDK Elite or STK. Level 4 Elite's SDK. I guess it's not really level 4, but whatever. Is ranged aggro now so bad that rangers get mobbed too much? No, not really. You understand, there are a lot of ways to stop yourself from getting mobbed as a ranger. Number one, kiting. Walking backwards is and the S key should be your best friend. More so than just the S key. If you're playing as a ranger, you get an ability called called shot. Called shot applies a bluff effect to the target. Now bluff effects are great because they cause your target to turn around. So a monster is running at you, directly chasing at you. You throw down a called shot, and that called shot is going to cause that monster in front of you to do a quick U-turn because they get bluffed and then turn back, which is great. However, even better than that, once you get improved precise shot, it allows you to shoot through targets. So that one called shot, you're walking backwards, enemies walk in a line, you shoot it down, the whole line stops, turn around, and then comes back to you. Keeps monsters off to you, very short cooldown, very easy to manage as well. If you're finding you're having issues, especially in end game, you can go ahead and pick up some paralyzing arrows, and you'll never even need to worry about it. But I personally haven't really encountered issues, especially playing ranged, just getting mobbed too easily. Ranger, if you have feather falling and you have your high jump chance from casting the jump spell on yourself and potentially having a couple of skill points in it, you'll easily be able to jump over and maneuver or outmaneuver monsters. You can still get mobbed, but you don't get mobbed any more than if you're playing as a spellcaster. Of course, you don't get any like really good abilities, but like to keep monsters off of you, like a crowd control effect like web or something like that. However, if you do take the ability Adrenaline from Fury of the Wild, you can knock people over, which is kind of cool. It keeps people off of you. Or you just literally one-shot them because you're a Fury shotter. Fury shot.
Several kobolds appear from the shadows. It's an ambush.
Ooh, so many kobolds. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen aggro being bad. So it also depends on the type of playstyle that you have. So like, they did make changes to the aggro, and monsters do aggro from a slightly larger distance. It is kind of problematic, especially for some people. However, I didn't notice. People have told me that apparently in Slave Lords, it's really noticeable that the monsters aggro more. But the group that I run in, usually we like mass pull half the dungeon in like one pull. So I didn't notice when we were doing Slave Lords that it was actually the aggro range was any worse. So if you've actually been like living through and having that experience, especially if you don't want to be pulling quite as large groups, that is unfortunate. And it does kind of suck that you kind of get shafted into having to work with that, that sort of rule set. But what are you gonna do, man? Get big pulls. That's why I love the spell Masshole Monster. It's just super good. Was it? I haven't done Temple of Elemental Evil since the aggro changes. I have to run Temple of Elemental Evil for this character, and I'll probably run through a good chunk of it when I hit level 9. I might actually full clear it just for fun, because I do want to get the epic element or the Elemental Bloom Heroic, which will carry me up to the epic one. But is it really super noticeable? That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. I have a bunch of action points I didn't spend. Is that important? Probably not. I'm trying to do the math on this tree. How many points am I going to spend in the Henshin Mystic Tree? Holy crap. Yeah, the fact that only one mob was aggroing at a time from range was actually a mistake, and I don't think that ever should have been the case. But when the game first came out, you used to have to bluff pull. Yeah, if that's fixed on Lemania, then it's going to be fixed at some point later, so which would be pretty cool. Ooh. Oh, that lag.
The Wayfinder's last set of markings becomes a bit cryptic. As the rune hums to life,
Is it super noticeable?
finding of
Like what's super noticeable? The improvements on Lamania or the overall like pulling difference from what it used to be? Like I said, I haven't noticed anything, but I've never had an issue with more monsters. Usually when there's more monsters, it's like, cool, the dungeon's clearing out faster. Although I will say, my favorite moment of more monsters ever was in, God, what was that dungeon? Is it called the Barracks? This is, if you played Lord of the Rings Online, Mines of Moria, you might notice, or you might remember there's a dungeon, I think it was called the Barracks. Now I don't remember, hold on. I have to look this up. What was this called? Was it Filgashan? I think it was Filgashan. Is it Filgashan? I think it's Filgashan. Yeah, it's Filgashan! Oh god. Filgashan is basically this like orc camp, and there's like a cook, and there's also these different boss fights and stuff. Anyway, the point is what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to sneak about and not get caught. If you get caught by any of the alarm guys, what ends up happening is they will aggro the entire dungeon. So, which was fantastic, because when it was like at level, we actually managed. We only did it one time, but we're like, we just want to clear Filgashan really fast. So how do we do it? We aggro one of the alarm guys. The alarm guy literally pulls the whole dungeon on you. If you aggro one time, instantaneously dead. Oh. So, sorry, I was just helping this guy. I couldn't figure out where to go. But yeah, so anyway, we would aggro the whole dungeon when you talk to the one guy, or when you aggro the one guy. He was like the alarm guy. So we figured out a way that we could actually aggro the whole dungeon, and we had a guardian at the time. He was super good. He tanked the whole dungeon. The problem is, at one time, we actually had an issue. He kept using his cooldowns, and he was rotating them just perfectly with external cooldowns to actually stay alive, but his shield broke because he was blocking too much. Like, within like 20 seconds, his shield would break. So we farmed out just like 4 or 5 copies of his shield. So when his shield broke, he swapped to the next shield, and when his shield broke, he swapped to... We broke all 5 shields, but we cleared the dungeon in one pull. It was amazing. It felt so cool. It was stupid. Oh, it was a good time. Probably no bluff DC is way too high. Creature rating plus quest level times 1.5. I'm honestly not sure what the bluff DC is. And I don't know. I haven't really had issues with diplomacy or intimidate. Like when you hit level 30, you need about 120-ish or 110. So hitting over 110 on a skill point or a skill isn't crazy, or isn't a ridiculous expectation. At least not in my mind. Maybe it is a ridiculous expectation. I can't tell. I don't think so, personally. But also, we're looking at like elite difficulty. I'm more of a get in there and melee, and less of a sneaky, not aggro kind of stuff kind of guy. So bluff pulling is like never something I never really did ever, but creature rating plus quest level times 1.5. Okay, let's see. Let's say you do a quest like To Curse the Sky. It's 30. Oh, dude, what happened? Oh, you got secret door trapped, eh? Oh, that happens. Yep, there's one right here. I love that door, because that door is a trap door. There's actually, in that water area where I was swimming, there's a secret door. If you find the secret door, you can open it, and behind it is a trap. Nothing else. There's no trap box. You are unable to disable the trap. It is literally just a trap that's only there to kill you. So you open the secret door, and then you just die. It's magical. I love it. Yeah, man, things just don't stay alive long enough when we do Slave Lords. You walk into a room, mass hold, Hellball and or Energy Burst, next room. Like, it's pretty funny. Oh, what happened? Lag. Lag. Oh, I was attacking the spider and he lagged away. No. Lag. Oh, Legend Elite Slave Lords, man. Good quest. I haven't done Slave Lords in a while. I really gotta hit level 30. I'll get my Bard to 30 soon, and then I'll do some Slave Lords.
Section of cave up ahead.
Oh, creative is a Robo. Robo Forge. An XP pot. Oh, I could go for an XP pot right about now. Get him! Get him, Bolt! Ooh, I did 90 damage with that Keybolt. That felt good. Take this Amrog. The nice thing about Keybolt is I can just like Keybolt this guy as I'm walking towards him. Look at that. He's already at like half life by the time I get to him. Thank you, Keybolt. The other cool thing about this is having basically nearly infinite keys. When I activate or I get the ability Abundant Step, I'm going to be using it all the time. Because I generate 3 ki per hit, and because I'll have Wisdom as my highest stat, and my stable key will be very high thanks to my very high concentration, I'll be able to just do it all the time. Part 2. Alright, part 2, everybody. Part 2. Sorry, we're unable to connect to chat. That's not good. Why are we unable to... Did I not connect to chat? I don't know if chat actually disconnected. I don't know. It says here I've been disconnected from chat. I assume the stream is still going. I have no way to actually determine if the stream is still going. Because chat's not connected. That's weird. So I apologize if if you're typing stuff and I can't see it. My loyal, wonderful viewers. There's no time for that. Twitch chat says, we are sorry, we cannot connect you. Your flight has been delayed. Oh, it's still going. Beautiful. Cool. Thank you. I don't know, it just told me that it was like, it just literally says in here, sorry, we are unable to connect to chat. Cool. Good work. Thanks, team. I know I could always count on you guys. Fire trap. Sneaky, sneaky witch doctor guy. He's dead. Give me that heroism pot. Pots for heroism. Only 22 concentration. I feel like this should be higher, but what are you gonna do? Whoop. Ow, 27 damage. Oh man. Threw myself off that bridge. Broke my legs.
The hobgoblins have built dwellings here. The area would
Gives them walk of the sun. Might as well be walking on the sun. It ain't no joke when your mother's like the is so dirty and the baby's love has been revoked. Sorry, man. Singing Smash Mouth, I shouldn't do that. I'm actually surprisingly a humongous Smash Mouth fan. I say surprisingly because I don't think anybody is a humongous Smash Mouth fan. But I happen to have all of their albums. and I listen to them all the time, and it makes me really happy. They're just a great band. Just a great band. I ran one of the other week Dock and Temp and basically picked off dragons and grabbed chests, easy straight. Yeah, man. With those two guys, you don't have to do anything. You just join. You just join. You just run around. I at least want to be able to mass hold stuff when I'm with those guys. New question. Can you talk about two-weapon fighting? When two-weapon fighting, do you have to use a lighter weapon in the offhand? Cool. Yes. So let me explain two-weapon fighting. So there was a time where you required two-weapon fighting to two-weapon fight. That's no longer the case. Any character can two-weapon fight at any time. By two-weapon fighting, it basically reduces your chance to hit with both of the weapons by 2. So if you have a weapon in your main hand and you have a weapon in your offhand, you lose 2 on your chance to hit. No longer required. It just takes 2 off. That's just a dual-wielding fact. If you don't have a light weapon in your offhand, you take an extra -4 with your offhand attacks. So it's important to make sure you do have a light weapon in your offhand. You don't have to, but it's easier that way. You can use oversized two-weapon fighting to get rid of that penalty, but again, you don't have to. You just take a -4. A -4 might not seem like a lot, and in reality, it honestly isn't a lot. You won't really notice it for the majority of your gameplay, but the problem is, if you're planning on doing Legendary Elite content, which you may not be, but because you said noob question, but if you are planning on getting a character set up for Legendary Elite content, you need to hit about 155, or plus 155% chance to hit, or not percent, plus 155 to be able to hit everything successfully, all of your attacks. So it is important to make sure you either do have a light weapon in your offhand, or you have oversized two-weapon fighting, which requires a I think it's a 13 strength, and takes an extra feat. However, I don't recommend taking oversized two-weapon fighting because it's really not that great of a feat. In general, either just pick up a character class that allows you to use light weapons easier, or just ignore the penalty. Ignoring the penalty is what most people do. Weapons are actually classified as light or heavy based on the weapon type. So, for example, I have a lot of weapons here. I have 2 weapons. I have a Dwarven Axe. If you read here, it is a one-handed weapon, exotic. But if you look at a sickle, sickle will specifically tell me sickle light. So I've got one-handed, and I have light. Light weapons need to be in your offhand. The actual weight of the weapon doesn't matter. And the reason is because there's some really goofy weapons out there that really break the way the game works. A perfect example is there is a staff that's not a staff that performs like a staff. There's a two-handed sickle in the game that performs like a staff but isn't a staff. What's that called? It's like the Crescent Moon or something. Crescent Moon video. I think it's called Crescent Moon. Hold on. What's that weapon called? Shining Crescents. This weapon breaks the rules of the game. Here's a link to it, in case you're curious. This weapon doesn't follow any of the standard conventions of weapons in Dungeons & Dragons Online, and as a result is kind of like this weird oddball weapon. It's very cool, and it's a very powerful weapon, but because it doesn't follow any of the standard conventions, it kind of makes some of the rules a little bit blurry in some cases, and might not always be a good thing. So the Shining Crescents, whenever there are changes made to staffs or light weapons, has to be considered and has to be rewritten as an exception. It's an odd concept. So, yeah, it's unique in a lot of ways. So, you can even read the description. It is a sickle, okay? So even though it's a staff, and it looks like a staff, it is actually classified as a sickle, meaning it is a light weapon. However, it is wielded with 2 hands and is classified as a two-hander. So it is a two-handed light weapon. This means you can use weapon finesse with it. So because it's a light weapon, you use your dexterity to hit and damage. But also, you can use power attack with it and get double power attack value, which is completely crazy. But There's also what? Pure monks are not proficient with sickles because pure monks don't get sickles, but they can still treat shining crescents as a key weapon because it counts as a staff. The weapon type is a sickle, so it benefits from improved critical slashing, all sorts of goofy stuff. So, and despite being a two-handed weapon, it benefits from the single weapon fighting feats. It's this goofy, weird weapon that shouldn't exist, but it does, and it breaks all conventions. But that's why you got to read the details very closely. If you read at the top, it says sickle, it says two-handed, and it says light. It tells you everything you need to know. Would that be good for the acid arrow build post level 20? What, the sickle? I mean, yeah, you could use it. I would recommend it. Oh, dude, check it out! I didn't even know they fixed this. Look! It says slay 3 Hobgoblin Witch Doctors, slay 3 large earth elementals. Those weren't fixed yet. Last time I played through this quest, those actually had the text errors in them. But now they actually tell you should say slay 3, slay 3, slay 75. Now it's fixed. That's awesome. Oh, like jumping on top of you? If you're playing as a ranger, if you put 1 point into the Tempest tree, if you happen to have one spare while you're leveling, if you have a problem with monsters kind of just jumping on top of you and keeping you down, what I'd recommend doing is, because to get the shiny crescents, you have to get that from the Titan raid, which I don't even know how to do. It's a long process to actually acquire. What I'd recommend doing is put 1 point in the Tempestry. By having just 1 point, it gives you access to scimitars as light weapons, and scimitars are everywhere. So that might help you out a little bit. Oh. I think a lot of that's just going to take practice. I mean, I personally never had any issue when I was pulled entire rooms, because my strategy when I used a light weapon, or not a light weapon, but my strategy when I used a ranged weapon, is I run in and I jump over monsters as I shoot them. I'm a very aggressive archer. I'm not like a sit back and kite. I'm a jump at and run at and murder people kind of archer. You know, think of like Legolas or whatever, right? Where he just literally runs in and he's like shoots a guy and he pulls the arrow out of that guy and stabs another guy with the arrows. He's kicking a guy down a flight of stairs and like elbowing another guy in the face. All his hair looking like perfect as he does it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Here we go. This is the super secret jump that I can't make because I don't jump high enough, and I got shaken. Just dumped my skills. Those bastards. Archer tank. There you go. There's a treasure chest over here just for no reason, so always make sure you pick up your treasure chest, because why not? But yeah, the arch tank. But yeah, if you do happen to need or are having issues with monsters just getting in your face, I highly recommend putting 1 point in the Tempestry, because it gives you access to scimitars as a light weapon and allows you to use dexterity to hit with light weapons. If you happen to put 6 points in to get the second core, you'll have access to dexterity to hit and damage with light weapons. Although, if you're already putting points in Deepwood Stalker, you can just get that effect out of Deepwood Stalker to get dexterity to hit or to damage with weapons, and then put 1 point in. So 1 point in Tempest for dexterity to hit, and then the improved weapon finesse out of Deepwood Stalker to get dexterity to damage, so that way you can just easily equip any light weapons or scimitars, which, while they are not light weapons, do count as light weapons. They're added as an exception. Which is just cool, because scimitars are just cool weapons, man. I love scimitars, they're so rad. Granted, they're not the best weapon. They're not the best one-hander. If you're wondering, oh man, scimitars are cool then, eh? They're really good. I should make a scimitar-based character. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to be top numbers, if you want to be top chicken, you want to be the guy doing everything, killing all the monsters, it does a lot of damage. I did have a very, very high damage scimitar build, but you're going to get more mileage out of playing as a Khopesh build. Strength-based Khopesh is going to do more damage overall. So I hope that is helpful to you. Monsters. Ooh, casters. Oh, he's resistant to fire. Ugh. This is terrible. Here in Shag's notes. Whoa! What is this? Anarchic short sword, plus 2 d6 chaos and critical, plus 5 d6 piercing on crit. That's awesome. Where is Chanticor? The Halls of Chanticor. The Halls of Chanticor. Yeah, welcome. We're inside the Halls of Chanticor. This is another nice thing about monks, dude. You don't have to do any buffs. You just literally go fight people. It's like, oh, I'm gonna fight you with my quarter stick. Oh, God, that felt good. Better out than in, I always say. Says the Smash Mouth fit. Smash Mouth fan. Oh my God. That druid has 263 or 230 life. That's interesting. Later, Andy Josh, I'll have a super great night. Thank you for watching. Gonna watch the stream in a while. Elmo, I'm glad you could tune in, man. It's been too long. How's your week going? You know, because I know that you know, Infinitely has been skipping school to watch my stream. So the hope is that everybody's going to be skipping school, but I feel like that's not happening here. Like as I tell you guys, you know, education is important, but I think that more important than education is watching a guy poorly play Dungeons and Dragons online while rambling about something. It's more important. Hey, what's up, Shirati Champion? Shirati Champion, what a good name. That is a sick name. Oh, my back hurts. I'm not used to sitting in this chair. I've been sitting in this chair for a little bit. I'm just not used to it. It's just different. It's supposed to be more comfortable, like better on the back, but I don't really lean back in my chair. I kind of sit up straight, but the stream is honestly more important. Like, think about it like this. If you go to school and you read like books, okay, that might show you about how to get like a better job or anything. Or this is the new night, by the way. This is it. It's Tuesday. Man, this is my 3rd stream of the year. I've done on Tuesdays. I've every Tuesday from 7 to 10. How could you not know? Anyway, but yeah, I posted about it on Twitter. I've mentioned it on my own personal live streams, and I've mentioned it here, and it's on the schedule. But yeah, anyway, yeah, you could go to school, and you could learn about books and stuff, and, you know, when wars happened, and things like that. You could. You could also, you know, go out and meet people, make friends, you know, understand different people, maybe even learn about, you know, meet different people, fall in love, build a family. You know, it really expand upon your life and do those sorts of things. But honestly, in reality, what you should do is you should come here and hang out while we watch me play DDO and get to live out my fantasies of being a cool-ass rogue or monk or whatever I'm doing in that week. You didn't know? Been at your girlfriend's. Okay, and I've told you this, dude. Are you... See, this is the problem. You guys, with your lack of commitment. Are you telling me now all of a sudden, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my girlfriend instead of watching Strimstream? Complete madness, dude. Yeah, it's a mean trap. Hanging out with your girlfriend instead of watching Strimstream. I'm just disappointed. Like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, that's all. You should just tell your girlfriend to watch the stream too. How entertaining am I? Come on. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this face. I use open broadcast software. You just have to make sure you get your settings very, very well defined. Is this done? Has this been pulled? I don't know. That's lit up. That is lit up. Okay, cool. Wait, does this get pulled? I don't know. I don't think this does anything. Oh, let me try it. For viewers, since you actually have the capability. Baiting people? What do you mean baiting people for viewers? Oh, no, I don't do that. I like to give away stuff because I like to bring things to the community, make people feel good, especially even if you already have an expansion, because that's what I like to give away. Because expansions are great because it gives you the opportunity to play the game, and if you already have the expansion, it allows you to share that expansion with another player. Giving somebody, be like, here's 500 turbine points and come play with me, that's one thing. But if you don't know, say you're a new player, you don't know what to do with 500 turbine points. Do you buy a cosmetic? Do you buy a quest pack? I don't know. But if I give you an expansion, anybody knows what to do with that. You take the disc, you put it in your computer somehow, and bing, bang, boom, you're playing Menace the Underdark, Dritz Doerden or whatever. You know, it's really cool. So, like, that's the big thing about having the expansions, which is why I like to give it away. But no, I don't like to bait people into watching a stream. Watch it at your own accord. Also, you're obligated legally. Why didn't I use potions before I went through that trap? That would have been a good idea. My God. Yeah, exactly. Make it a family event. They foster critical thinking. I don't look at the screen a lot, though, so I don't know. I could do better, I promise. She turns off the TV because she doesn't want to listen to both, so for a while she kind of watches. Yes! Kind of watching. There you go. But yeah, man, like I said, it's all about bringing people together. We got to build the DDO community, make it a lot more fun, you know? Because there's a lot of elitist assholes out there. I know, I'm one of them. And when I'm playing casually, enjoying a group with the friends, you know, if the moment I hear someone in my party, and this is actually my biggest piece of advice to newer players, this applies to almost every person that plays this game. If you are new and you don't know what's going on, but you join my party and I don't know that, I'm just going to start playing the game like I normally do. But the moment I hear somebody in my party go, just send me a private message and say if I'm leading something, and they just go, oh, I've never done this quest before, like I don't know where to go, or I'm not sure what to do. Right away, I go, oh, cool, man, no problem. It's right over here. Here's this quest. And then I'll engage them and be like, cool, check out this cool area. We're going to do this optional today. This is what we're going to do. And I, like, completely change up my schedule in my mind of how I'm doing these quests, because it's like, there's a new player that's never experienced this before. I want to bring them in and get them close. But it's all about, you know, knowing that. So my best piece of advice, if you're a new player, most people will do this. If you just say, hey, man, I'm new and I don't know where to go, people will just be receptive and be like, that's cool, you know, let's show you this cool game, you know, let's all play it together. Because like I said, I'm a total elitist jerk, right? I run around and do slave lords. Oh my God, my camera angle, I don't know why that keeps happening. I go do legendary elite slave lords all day like it's nothing, because, you know, I do lots of damages and I got a good guild and we have a lot of fun, and I'm basically a walking encyclopedia for this game. So, as I said, I'm not really paying attention, I'm not really looking at it, I'm not really playing DDO maybe the way it's supposed to be played, as an adventure game with your friends. But that, it's called, you know, 10 years, so what are you going to do? But yeah, the important thing... Yeah, exactly, the silent approach, where somebody just doesn't know. But, like I said, it's important to just communication and be open, and I want more people to play this game. Oh my God, I'm so bad. Oh, 0-10. Grease Lead Storm. Cool. Thanks for the group, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch you around. That was not. I gotta go. Here we go. Hey, I caught up. I can take my level now, because I've done all those quests, which is really cool. I actually technically have two more quests to do, so I'm going to quickly run out those quests. I have 2 more parts of Tangleroot that I want to complete, so I'm going to go do that while I continue to talk, because listening to me is fantastic. But yeah, man, like I said, it's all about, I don't like to debate people into watching the stream. If you don't want to watch a stream, you don't have to. It's fun. It's fun when we all get to play the game together. Have you used Grease to actually save someone? No. I've never used Grease. I don't like using Grease. The only time I used to use Grease is actually where I'm about to go to right now, Tangleroot Gorge. So really important. I don't know if this still works, but back in the day, Grease didn't used to catch on fire. It used to just grease. When they added in that Grease could catch on fire, didn't matter who it was targeting. It was friend or foe. So what you would do is you would actually just lay down some grease, and then you would use a maximized ability like Fireball to explode the grease and let it on fire. Because the spell was maximized, it would actually do significantly more damage than normal, which was hilarious, because what you would do is you lay down a grease, people would stand on it, you Fireball it, and you could one-shot your entire party. and then you would go, haha, and then leave group, and everybody would hate you. Because, well, everybody would hate you. You're a total jerk. And it was great. Much fun was had. G-Land's so empty? No, I don't know. Maybe it's the time that you play on, man. I used to play on Galanda a lot. I don't currently play on Galanda. That's largely because I found a fantastic guild here on Arganessen. In fact, if you are out there and you don't know what guild to play on, or not what guild, if you don't know what server to play on, or maybe you're looking for a new server, maybe you want to find some guild mates or something like that, what I highly recommend is check out this Discord server, the official DDO Discord server. On the DDO Discord server, you can meet lots of cool people. That's how I found my guild here on Arganessen. I actually changed servers from Galanda. And, you know, I met some really cool people, talked about some different builds, interesting concepts, just general good chit-chat, more camaraderie within the servers. It's a great place to be, and I highly recommend you go check it out. In fact, the guys from Standing Stone Games are actually on here, and they do chit-chat with us every once in a while, talking about their thoughts and opinions about certain features that are coming in, even either asking for feedback, discussing stuff, or literally just complaining that they had a lot of traffic on the way into work. They're great guys, and it's a different way to experience the game. So I highly recommend, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. And if you don't have Discord, get Discord, man. Discord is so much better than all those other chat programs. That's just not just me being like, oh yeah, Discord is like so much better. As somebody who's used Ventrilo and TeamSpeak and Mumble and all these damn programs, it's basically the best, has all the best features of all those games. So or all those programs. Yeah, that's why there's a tag for SSG. The people that work at Standing Stone Games. The only guys that are on there right now, Steelstar, Coco Majobo, Nobob, and Cordovan are all there. Although the most active participants are Steelstar, Nobob, and Coco Majobo. I am a proud member of the Blood Assassins on Arganessen. Yeah, rep those Blood Assassins. Yeah.
The tactician is checking the roster.
Now, granted, just like anything, you know, they're just on there. If they ever share stuff with us, it is kind of cool, because it's kind of like you get that little insider bits of information or something. But the goal is not to harass these guys. They're just on there because it's cool. I am getting text messages. Whoa. But I'm still streaming. This is madness. But yeah, I highly recommend you guys check it out. It's a great program. Great Discord server. I know, I'm an admin on the server. That's right, Strimtom is not just here, super handsome devil that he is, streaming for you on the DDO stream from 7 to 10 every single Tuesday. But he's also a admin on everyone's favorite DDO-based Discord server, the DDO Discord, of course. With many other incredible admins like Jibo, CSI Stormreach, Ague, Dags, all of us fantastic, wonderful people, and we do our best to make sure it's the best experience for all of you guys. I mean, I got my own stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Strimtom. I got my own Twitter handle. Man, I'm everywhere. Except for streaming, usually, because I'm...
The air smells.
I like work too much, because it's a full-time job and all that stuff. It's unfortunate. I would love to stream full-time for you guys, but there's just apparently not, like, a market for that. Apparently, like, DDO doesn't support... you can't, like, make a living wage streaming Dungeons & Dragons online. Odd concept, I know, but... Yeah, I'm not sure when the next update's actually going to be coming out. As crazy as it sounds, I have not been paying that much attention to DDO. By no fault of DDO's. I've been playing a lot of Asheron's Call recently, so. And Asheron's Call is a sick game. Oh, it's going to be going away. If you happen to have a subscription to Asheron's Call, and by that I mean you ever played it ever, I highly recommend you get your chance in. If you really like that game, maybe say goodbye to some of your old Allegiance members, anything like that, because it will be shutting down on the 31st of January. So me and some friends are currently pushing to get our characters inaugurated as heroes in Asheron's Call 2 before the server shut down. So, and I know my brother, he played a lot of Asheron's Call 1. He actually logged back in. All the guys from Allegiance were still playing, and so he got to actually talk to them one more time before it all went down. So if those are two games that you really liked, Asheron's Call 1 does mean a lot to some people, especially the older members of the gaming community. Make sure you take your chance to check it out. Reverence. I might find this interesting. Oh my god, it's on Wimp? I haven't been to Wimp in like years. I'll have to look at that video. Oh god. Oh man, I actually made those saves. That's kind of cool. And I totally forgot about Wimp. That was a website I looked at when I was in college or university, whatever you want to call it. I think this guy's gonna kill me. Am I dying here? Feel like I'm dying. Let's heal a bit. Oh, okay. Good thing this character's like super duper tanky. Oh, hey! Give me my health back, bastards. Fortunately, I don't have lifesteal, but. Oh my god! Endless works! Get back, get off of me! And I get triple treasure chests, that's kinda cool. I'll take that. Ooh, Sapphire Defense, I'm leaving that there, I don't need that. One more quest. Only one more level 4 quest, and then we move on to the next set of quests. I really, really hate the Sharn Syndicate chains. I'm not going to do it. I know it's kind of cool, but the problem is you basically need a trap guy to do like half the quests, so
The hobgoblins here do
I
not
don't like
seem
it.
hostile. In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
Oh god. Really? What did you miss? Well, there's only 1 minute left of the stream, technically. Damn it, I keep forgetting the fast recall. If I played this monk every day, I would never forget fast recall, but I cannot. Oh my god. I really appreciate your commitment to the 0 of 10. Like, every time you catch me, it's 0 of 10. I like it. Don't ever change, man. I really appreciate what you do here. You're the real MVP. You're the real MVP, man. What did you miss? We talked about DDO. We chit-chatted about something. I got a new phone! Bro, check it out. Look at this. Oh, I got a Samsung Galaxy S7. What a great phone. This stream is not sponsored by Samsung. They just gave me a great phone. Oh, God. Feels really good. Way better than my old Galaxy S3, which is a great phone, and it was really, really good back in 2012. And in 2012, I loved that phone. Man, back in 2012, I used to use that phone all the time. Then I used it a lot in 2013. Then I continued using it in 2014, 2015, and then 2016. It's 2017. I am glad I have this phone. So. Oh, God. Isn't there a spider in this hallway? I think there's a spider in this hallway. I feel like there's a spider here. Oh, this is just the Whisper Doom's daughter. Oh, okay. I thought there was like an actual boss spider in here. I don't remember. I do a lot of damage. Where does this damage come from? Oh yeah, I forgot I get more melee power from that extra core. I'm at 32 melee power. That's stupid. This is just a dumb set of math. Dexterity. This character uses dexterity to hit and damage, which doesn't mean a lot right now, but it will mean a lot later when I actually get a lot more dexterity. I don't really have a dexterity or a wisdom item. This character is just kind of running around and attacking stuff. I'll figure out my gear and all my item sets later. This character is going to need a lot of Slave Lord's gear. Dexterity, of course, is going to be really important. I do have a 21 dexterity item, 17 dexterity with 4 quality dex, and I'll have the same thing probably for wisdom. 17 wisdom and 4 quality wisdom. I don't plan on using the cloak that gives the quality wisdom, because obviously it's not a great cloak if you are playing as a melee and not a caster type. Get my heal off. But yeah, what did you miss? I don't know. Played some video games. Hung out a bit, you know, man. Chieftain Spear, if you get I actually looked at the Chieftain Spear, but the thing is, again, grinding it for a weapon, like, it doesn't matter what weapon I have in my hand. The big problem with the Chieftain Spear is that while it is made of steel, it has a durability of 7, so having a hardness of 7, that would already be broken by now. I can't handle my spear breaking all the time. So I like the idea behind the Chieftain Spear. Having to repair all the time is just tedious and boring. I'd much rather just have a weapon that's not going to break all the time. Like, to me, that's a more important thing. Just the level of convenience I can actually get. Healing key. Is it +1? That's +2. Okay. When it breaks, get 2. Yeah. I'm gonna go farm out for the Chieftain Spear from 3 Barrel Cove. Just give me 10 hours. No, thank you. It's like one of my favorite weapons in the game is the Moonhowl Axe. It is a great club that has an expanded critical threat profile. It deals, I think it's a D12 instead of a D10. It's a ×3 critical, which is amazing. And it's just a great weapon overall. But the best part about the Moonhowl Axe is, or the two best things, is one, it scales off of charisma to hit and damage. And finally, it's an axe. Why is the Great Club called the Moonhowl Axe? It's a guitar. So you get to run around with a guitar and slap people, and the weapon scales off charisma to hit and damage. So if you're playing as like a sorcerer, a melee sorcerer or anything like that, for low levels, because it scales off charisma to hit and damage, there's basically no better item that you can get. It's expensive, but because it's you know, if you want to buy it in the auction house, it goes for a very high price. Yeah, take that, deflect arrows, bitch. Oh, miss. Ooh, deflected. Ooh, because I got 40 armor class and 26% dodge at level 6. Take that, Whisper Doom. Ooh, dodge. Ooh. Ooh. Uh-oh. We're free. Wait, why did I just fast recall? Oh my god, I'm the worst. Oh my god, 0 of 35. I don't even know what I'm doing. I need to AFK. Oh god. I am just straight up the worst. I'm gonna go level. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just waiting for the 0-10. So I know, dude. Oh god. I'm like literally sitting there like, I have to get out of here. How can I recall any faster? Using the exploit that lets you recall fast. Of course, that's how you're supposed to do it. My god. Oh, so I'm going to quickly catch my level, and as I take my level, I think that is going to be the end of the Strimstream for this week. So if you guys had a great time, I hope you did. I had a fantastic time. You guys were super active today. It was a lot of fun. I did, in fact, give away that copy of the Menace and the Underdark expansion. Next week, we're going to be doing a double down giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 2 separate things. So if you're interested in maybe having an expansion, you can give it to a friend or anything like that. Or maybe you don't have the expansions and you're like thinking about buying one because you want to go further. Just tune into the Strimstream for your actual chance to win one next week from 7 to 10 on Tuesday, Eastern Daylight Time. Now, if you can't get enough Strimtom and you want to add a little bit more Strimtom into your day-to-day life, make sure you go ahead and follow me here on Twitch. It's right there. And there's also Twitter. Right there, you can follow me as well. It's super cool. You get to know everything I'm doing. Yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much all I have to say. I'm going to level my character. Tumble? Is that even good? I'd rather have balance over tumble, eh? Or jump. Or balance? Dude, I don't know. Maybe spot. Spot seems good. Spot's kind of good. Let's go with spot. Spot's good. Ooh, I got wholeness of body, so I can heal myself? Whatever. Now, the important thing is not that. The important thing is 4 enhancement points. So this is important. Let's do the quick and dirty, the back of the napkin math. So this is 4, right here. This is 5, so that's 9. 9 brings me up to 24 points spent in the tree. This costs 4, which brings me up to 28. This is 2. This is an extra 2, bringing me up to 32. Then we'll be taking... Yeah, then we'll be taking 30... That's an extra 2. So that's 34, 36, 38 spent in the tree, 39, 40. So I can hit exactly 41 taking everything I want, not taking lighting the candle, not taking DCs of finishing moves, which I don't think I need anyway. And then also not taking Balance and Dawn. I think every light cast of shadow is really good, so I might take that. So I might do 43 in this tree. I think I can squeeze it. But we're going to have to see. Damn. I don't know. This is hard, yo. Also, this ability is stupid. While centered, you and nearby party members gain plus 10 exceptional bonus to universal spell power and plus 5 exceptional bonus to hit, plus 5 to hit. Yeah, this one ability gives you and your party members 25% increased chance to hit monsters at all times. It stacks with everything because it's exceptional. Why is that in the game? Henshin Mystic, everybody. My god. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a super night. I will see you guys next week. Peace. And also, if you catch me on my regular stream this week, you're going to see Ashron's Call 2. And if you're like, what the hell is this? Don't worry, we'll get back to DDO in February.